Ladies and gentlemen, we back live with At 5. Today's guest, man, you know what? I met this guy, or I was referred, because in this business, your rep is everything. The way you carry yourself is everything. And you know what? I didn't even know that, I didn't know what that meant in the beginning when I started this journey. But, my man Mario reached out to me and told me, you know what? I think you and this individual would be a good match to have a conversation, break down some history, break down, some BX love. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, did they?
I call you Gilly TV. I don't give a fuck. On my phone, you Gilly TV.
Thank
I don't
you.
even know if you
That's
still
who
got
I
your
am.
YouTube, but I call you Gilly TV.
I don't, but you know why? Because my life is a movie.
There you go.
So if it fits, it works.
My brother, welcome.
Thank you for having me, brother.
I heard good things about you. The first time we was on the phone, and they say that you don't have to meet someone to know that, there's a connection. Me and you was on the phone for like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And we know my OG Macho,
shout out to Mach.
That man raised me, bro, in the streets. I didn't grow up without a dad. And you know what? Mach had the block. And for people that don't know what that language is, oh well. He had the block. And you know what? I was just one of the ones watching and going to the store. And then when I became of age and he could trust me, you know what I'm saying? Hey, hold that. You know what I mean? And then that's it. Freeman, if you don't know Freeman and West Farms, not me, Macho and us and the 20 years of history on that block was ours. You know what I'm saying? We had that shit locked down. We fucked a lot of y'all young niggas' moms. I'm sorry, but it happened.
He did say you was Papi Chulo from the Broke, though.
I was one of them.
He said you was Papi Chulo from the Broke. He said it.
Hey, man, we all got our past. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, babe. I'm only with you now. But she heard these stories before. That's my love. But Mario's here, by the way. He snuck in. Mario Machete's in the
Shout
building.
out to Mario Machete, my twin, my brother.
We're gonna add him. We're gonna throw him in the end. Have some good conversation with the bro. But my brother, man, where do we begin? Because you are a silent, character, and what I mean by that is you're not in front of the camera, but you've been behind the camera for so many generations, so many chapters. Your own story, you got the basketball stuff that you've been doing for years. You've managed many artists. This is why the dog is making an appearance.
Shout out to the dog.
You know what I'm saying? This is Franjez's frame.
That's my God right here.
That's his God. That's his God. He's a Yonkers. That's a Yonkers baby.
Yeah.
So DMX is his God. So I told him I got somebody coming. He was like, "Who?" I said, "Don't worry, you're gonna like this one." So we're gonna tell some DMX stories. We're gonna tell some Fat Joe stories.
Absolutely.
We're gonna tell some Big Pun stories. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But before we get there, born and raised, my brother. Where you from?
So I'm originally born in the streets, literally in the streets of Spanish Harlem. It was euphoric. It was nostalgia. I was born in 1970, telling my age, but I'm kind of
God bless, baby. You look good.
I'm here. But I was born in Spanish Harlem, but my mom always hung out in the Bronx or whatever. So like about 1976, my mom moved me and my brothers up with her to the Bronx. And I loved the Bronx, but coming from Spanish Harlem, like I said, it was euphoric. It was nostalgic. It was so beautiful.
So much history.
And then when you come to the salsa,
so much history,
everything, the jazz and everything, Central Park,
the parades was happening, the festivals,
the marathon. I used to live on 109th Street between Madison and 5th. So you see the marathoners run on 5th Avenue. Wow. So you come there with your little water too.
Hell yeah.
It was just beautiful. Then in 1976, my great grandmother, who obviously brought everybody from Puerto Rico here, she started getting sick, so we had to come to the Bronx. So the Bronx was burning already. It was on fire. So it was like the opposite of the Jeffersons. It's like you're moving on down. Like you was up in Spanish Harlem, everything is popping. And then you come to the Bronx, and then the reality check is that, the Bronx is on fire, heroin, everything is popping. There's only two cultures, well, three. I'm going to get into the third one. But it was predominantly Puerto Rican and black, and there were 3 Dominican families here, and it was the Batitas, the Bautitas, and the Sosas. That was it. in the Bronx, and they were from Fox Street, from where I'm from. I'm originally from Fox and Leggett. And, well, we came to the Bronx, 76. My mom, my two brothers, my oldest brother, we stood in Harlem. But me and my brother Marcus, God rest, well, Marcus, my brother doing something, he doing the bed. But me and Marcus was out here, and then, you know, reality really struck. Like, oh, shit. You know, like, we in the Bronx, like, everything was fighting, heroin, gun shooting. It's just the realest town ever to me.
So Spanish Harlem is more family oriented, right?
Correct. Well, that's where the Latinos came from when they came to the Americas. Mostly went to Harlem, Philadelphia, or Chicago.
Yeah. So the Bronx, is it? Do you feel that Spanish love? Or it's just that we all fucking poor and fucked up, so it's kind of like...
Well, it wasn't like that, because back in the day, the Bronx was also nostalgic, because then you had the creation of hip-hop. You know, everybody talks about the Cool Hercs, but, you know, I come from the Bronx River side of it and the Fox Street side of it, where all the jams used to be, you know. So it was a new revolution, starting with the music, you know, KRS-One, Spoonie G, you know, DJ Whip, Grand Wizard Theodores, Grandmaster Flash, and the Furious Five, Melly Mel lived up the block for me. So, you know, you seeing it in the streets, and just a little dirty nigga. You got the Black Spades, you know what I'm saying? Before it was, you know, Zulu, it was the Spades and the Gestapos. Then you had the Ball Busters, the Dominicans, my man Johnny J. You know, they were the Ball Busters before they was Trinis or DDPs. It was just the Ball Busters.
That's the original Dominican?
The original, yeah, before Cowboys, before any other thing. They were known as the Ball Busters. My man Johnny J, Dominican cat, was the one. He was the man. So, and they were New York stylish. They weren't, you know, de Paraguayo, none of that. The Jerry curls, no, not them. They was still, they was hip.
Not the Heist dudes. We talking about the original BX.
Original BX and the Heights.
Yeah.
But they were BX, and that was the Ball Busters. That was the original Dominican set ever.
That's love right there. And you know what? I was born in '75, so I was a baby. You know what I mean? You could start. Most people, we start remembering 8, 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? So the early '80s is when I came to West Farm and Freeman. Like I was there before Mach, and the Dominicans had that block. So when Mach moved in, Mach actually got an apartment through the manager. Shout out to Anna. She was taking money on the table. That's like a motherfucker. Shout out to Anna.
Give me $600. You
in. Yo, Macho got his mom's an apartment, and you know what? Macho came. He's looking around. Wait a minute. There's a flow here. He calls his brother-in-law Chick. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Chick came, shut shit down. You was probably there. I'm not sure. But there was a bunch of Spanish niggas that came on bikes, and them Dominicans, they ain't kill nobody, but they were told, do not be here tomorrow. And that was officially Macho's block. And that is a true story. I was there.
Well, because we come from there. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, that was the time of the migration, Dominicans. Well, there was always Dominicans here. But, you know,
they was getting money, though.
Yeah, we all, bro. And you know what's crazy, Doug?
God bless them.
We all got along.
Yeah.
We all, and we go to the after hours, go to the Spanish joints with them, the after hours, the Johnny Walker Blue, the Johnny Walker Black, and it's a whole different type of lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? Like, we go to the regular clubs, you know, we'll go to Heartthrob, we're going to City 1018, Heartthrob, then we come up and playing PCs, which is now called Olivia's, you know what I'm saying? You have Riddlers, and then in the after hours, you go over there by the Fever, where at Fordham, I mean, right by the Fever, you go to the back, they had the afties. Yeah. So all the heavy hitters used to be, bro.
So what was it back then? Was it, because, see, everybody thinks it was just drug dealers trying to kill each other, right? But that came later. That came later with ego and bullshit, right? But back then, 2 bosses or 3 bosses or whatever could actually all sit in a section and enjoy the chains and enjoy the bitches and enjoy everything?
100%. Send each other bottles with respect. And you know what? That's where good businesses will be conducted, you know, and or boundaries will be conducted as well then too. Like, yo, bro, like, come on, you know, you treading too much on my side. You know, everything was adaptable. Everything was diplomatic. Yeah. And then in that lifestyle, though, see, everybody glorifies the chain, the cars, the glory, the women, the this, the that. But in that lifestyle come a lot of other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, as people, they get shell-shocked when it happens. So when people, you know, get their heads flooded or they're missing or, you know, some Pablito fell off the roof. ¿Qué pasó? Estaba fumando dust.
Yeah.
You know, those things come with it, but there was always it was a respect. It was a G code, and that's what's going on with society today. There's no more G code.
These young kids is shooting everything. They got no machos. They got no chicks. They got nothing.
Correct. Well, we're out here. Yeah. It's just that the ones that are gatekeeping are the ones that they're influenced and followed by.
Oh, okay.
Right? Because you see on the internet, like, everybody got something to say. Everybody's talking. There's too much bochinche going on. And there's nothing healing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, again, just going right back to what you're saying, it was a lot of respect. It was men. It's not boys.
Men.
Those were real men. Those were people earning money. Right?
And there were real repercussions.
They were, and you wouldn't know. It wouldn't be televised. It's just you heard about it. You go to the funeraria, you know, you throw your flowers, you say bendiciones.
It wasn't glorified.
It wasn't glorified. It was respected. It was respected. That nigga went out like a G. You know what I'm saying? Or he did something foul. He had to go that route. You know what I'm saying? So, but then as the years came along, there was no more respect. Everybody felt entitled instead of just being diplomatic and say, well, you know what? Let's come to a compromise, or let's come to a solution. There's no more solutions. Everybody just wants to.
I'm glad there's someone like you that's still original, you know, old school G, right? Did you see, and I know you did, I just want you to give me a little bit more details. When Chick went away, how many people lived off his name?
Everyone. Except for the ones that really loved him and
took care of him
and honored him. Well, no, he took care of himself. You know what I'm saying? It was just that he's the emperor. He was just had this energy and this leadership energy, and he was easy to talk with, right? But you already know the criteria. It's like trying to train a pit bull to be a cat. It would never happen. A pit bull's a pit bull. But he's naturally tough, but he's kind, he's beautiful, you know, he's fun to be around, but he's a pit bull. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and then he had to live by his name because his name comes from generation. His father, Serrayel. Let's not forget about his father. Let's not forget about his brothers.
His brothers are serious.
His brother Negro, his brother Ruben, God rest his soul, Boca Chula, the original chick, God rest his soul. His sister, you know what I'm saying? Like, he had to live by that name. You know, and he did it well. And, you know, people tried him. He was always prepared.
No, the realest. Shout out to his family. I know.
Paula, his mother, Bandishon, God rest her soul.
No, for 100%. Shout out to his family. His nephew Eric passed away.
Eric, my nephew. You know, that's my nephew too.
That was my guy. I spoke to him the day before, bro. You know, we was in the bar
and
together.
Sister Angie, you know Angie.
Sister Angie, oh, that's my girl.
That's my family. We're related too. I have kinfolk in that family too.
No, they are original. They're original, and they rep their uncle to the core. Eric would never, you know, let you talk shit about his uncle. You know what I'm saying? Angie's the same way.
A lot of people like to talk about Chick to glorify his name and it's like, y'all never knew him, so it's like...
No, and I have a personal relationship with his two daughters. I have a personal relationship with his ex-wife, Donna. You know what I'm saying?
My sister. Yeah, we all grew up together. The daughters, my nieces. Yeah.
That is my family. You know, shout out to my cousin. You know, he married Donna. Shout out to Eric.
Yeah.
Eric
good
is my
guy,
family.
Man. Shout out to him. Yeah, I met him. Yes, he is.
Good dude, but... The thing about that is, I actually seen Chick many times. Like I said, you know, he would come to my block, show macho love, hold it down, whatever, and he'll come on the bike or he'll come walking from Bryant and Westchester. It's not a long walk.
It's around the corner, really.
Yeah.
Around the corner, down the block, around the corner.
Yeah,
Let's say
but it's like
that's the long
I'm like,
block.
This nigga just walked over here with all them juries with two niggas, and I'm like, and then somebody else will be like, yeah, that's Chick. Nobody gonna fuck with that nigga.
And you know what? Speaking about that, right? Jewelry, because people think it come from the hip hop game. It don't. It come from the original G's from back in the days. And there's brothers out in Brooklyn. Like I'm learning now because I'm out in Brooklyn. Like, dudes was heavy, but he was the most heaviest. Sorry, he was.
Bro, there's a picture with his oldest. I call her Chini, but. His oldest, and he flooded her crib with all his jewelry, and she's pretty much buried in the crib with all his jewelry. But he just did it just to that's the back in the day going viral. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he was heavy.
So I actually seen him a bunch of times. I spoke to him over the phone because, like I said, I'll be in my man's house. Yo, pick up that phone. You know what I mean? I'll pick up the phone. Like yo, it's chick.
You're fortunate.
Fortunate? No, I was. Yo, he was a good
fortunate
dude.
just to be able to speak. I haven't spoke to him. I speak to him through the bros. One of my bros, Inf. But I just miss him, bro. It's my bro, like my childhood buddies.
But I knew what you was gonna say when I asked you, how many people used his name to for the next maybe 5 years after he was, because after a while you can't use it no more. He probably he probably closed those doors. But in the first 2, 3, 4 years.
I come from that,
I know chick, all right, whatever. But so what was your transition from the streets, if I may say, to the music world? Because you're also a legend in that world, a silent orchestrator of music, a silent, those who know, they know, but they might say, who's behind DMX? Who was behind Big Pun? Who was behind Cuban Links? Who was the one, booking these shows in fucking Texas or in fucking Florida? Like, you guys don't get the recognition because you're not in front of the camera. But you don't know, you put that camera in front of your artists. So what was that transition, and how did you first get into that world?
Well, it's funny that you say that. Shout out to my brother Pete, Pete from 156. He's known as the Pistol Pete, right?
Yeah.
But he doesn't even want that name. He just doesn't mind everybody else using the name. But we used to, that was on the latter end of my street life transition. Him and I we my brother, we was chilling a long time. 156 is St. Anne, so right around the corner was Forest Projects. Joe and I are lifelong friends. We played Little League together, so I know Fat Joe since then. But during the time that Chick and everybody went to jail, the Boy Georges, everybody, the streets was a little different. There's only a couple of us left out. Fat Joe happens to be doing his music, and he's doing it well. And his brother Money Man, God rest his soul, Full Flex, God rest his soul, So we were around the same area. And this was the mixtape era, or the mixtape. So that's when they used to bootleg the mixtapes and the CDs. So
100%.
Joe used to come down and grab me and Pete up, and we used to just go ride with him in the MPV and look at all the dudes that was bootlegging his album, and we just take all his albums and just keep it pushing. So Big Pun happened to be Moondog, and he comes from Southview, but he used to chill on that side. So I used to always see him, and we became friends or whatever. And then I lost contact with Pun because I was so deep in the street. And then when I came up for air, Big Pun happened. Well, he went from Moondog to Big Pun, and he became, a star. Mm-hmm. So he saw my brother Mark, and he was like, yo, you remind me of a dude I know named Gilly. You asked my brother, he said, yo, call him, tell him to come to the video. So I went to the video, and he was like, yo, twin, I got a song. So my brother used to bring the DAT home. And when you were young, you in the street, in the bathroom, you got the radio, and every time you turn on the light, the radio plays.
Yep.
So the tape was always there, the Pun's whole Capital Punishment album. So I'm like, yo, this shit fire, who the fuck is this? So I memorized the whole shit, so that's how long we've had it. And then it happens that Pun has that song, and he says, yo, twin, come, I got an album, come listen to this album. So he's playing the album, and I'm like, oh shit, like this is really you? And he was like, yeah, it's me. So he was like, yo, you wanna come with me? Like, you wanna be part of my team? I'm like, nigga, do I? Like, of course, I would love to be a part of this. So I bought my first plane ticket because he was doing BET, but I was still in the street life. So I missed my flight. And then he met, then I called him like, I'm thirsty, I fucked up, right? Because I want to get out the streets, but, and then so I called him, and I'm like, yo, twin, I fucked up, I lost my flight. And he was like, don't worry about it, meet me at Fairleigh Dickinson University, I got a show there in the afternoon. So I called OJ, and I went to Fairleigh Dickinson. You already know, the show's at like 3, I was there at 12, like noon, like I'm not gonna lose an opportunity.
Yeah.
So so he gets there, and then we in the limo, and then we talk. He's like, yo, bro, this is what I'm really doing. If you really want to do this with me, like, the show goes on with you or without you, what you want to do. So I was like, all right, I'm in, I'm committed. So every day after that, I'd be in his house at like 6 in the morning. But then Full Flex put me on, God rest his soul. He was Punch, Joe's manager, Joe's partner, Pun's manager. So I used to work collaboratively with him, and so I would do all the dealing with the people, the booking, the shows, and then I was Pun's personal assistant. So when his wife wouldn't go on the road or things, I would have to monitor Pun, iron his shed, make sure his jewelry was right, make sure his meals were there, and when I get to the meals, I used to put like wasabi on the bad meals. I used to give him tuna fish sandwiches and turkey and cheese sandwiches, and
trying to distract him.
Yeah, and then if he wanted like the McDonald's, I'll go to the hibachi place and I'll get the wasabi and I'll throw that shit on that shit, beak it, or the bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken, I'll pop the shit out of his
So
head.
he was serious about that food shit. That shit wasn't.
Well, it was it was a
rumor.
form of stress, right?
Yeah.
So some people smoke, some people drink, some people eat. He ate.
No, yeah, I heard some White Castle stories, legendary. I'm like, yo, how many? 100, 100? What the fuck?
Nah, that's exaggerated. He wouldn't do 100, but he would eat enough. Like,
Yeah.
But the thing with Pun was that he comes from a traumatized life.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people don't understand that he comes from a world where he was forced to do things he didn't never wanted to do.
This is when mental health wasn't a conversation.
It's still not a conversation. People, he be all right, a little crazy, right? But, he comes from that. So, he was just a person that fought his own battles his way. And I guess eating was the way he would get away from things.
And you know what's crazy, bro? That I be telling people, like, yo, I met Biggie, bro. I met Mobb Deep. I was in after I was in Fordham in Kingsbridge, next to the chicken spot that you got to go down with Pun, and bro, he would be there like us, like nothing, no fucking security. This was 96, 97, 98. Mm-hmm. So people like, really? I'm like, yeah, nigga, like I seen Biggie in fucking in the fucking it wasn't the Tunnel, the Palladium before the college took over. You know what I'm saying? For Angie Martinez, one of Angie Martinez's birthday parties in Palladium with Funk Flex and Biggie had on the yellow fucking leather. And I'm like, oh shit. And he had 20 niggas around him. So I'm trying to get close and it's like, nigga, the Morenos are looking at me like, Papi, get the fuck out of here. Because there's no phones, there's no cameras. You
none of that.
You had to have an actual camera. Yeah. I'm just trying to shake the nigga hand. Like he's already Biggie.
Yeah,
like
big.
I'm trying to get a pound. I'm trying to, all the Brooklyn dudes like, get the fuck out of here. I was like 120 pounds. Get the fuck out of here, little fanboy. But it's okay. I saw my eyes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then I saw Flex. And Flex was mad cool. Yo, what's good? You trying to get over that? I said, yeah, man. Yo, don't worry. He'll go to some shit. He was like, you'll catch him one day. And I was like, yeah, whatever. So never seen him again. So, I lived through these times, and especially being an OJ driver, you know what I'm saying? I'll be with
what was your number?
4-5 People's Choice.
People's Choice with Angel.
Yeah, with Angel and
Angel, my man.
and
I grew
Epi.
up with Angel. Yeah.
Rest in peace, Epi.
Yeah, Epi too.
Yeah, that was the nigga. 4-5, baby. Green Exposition. Then I had the white one.
I think I put you on hold a couple times.
Hey, bro. I used to fuck with a lot of people, man, and people be like, yo, because they used to call me Fever. Yo, you still Fever? I'm like, yeah, what's up, man? I don't even know who the fuck they are. What's up, bro? Whatever. But it was just good times back then, man. So let's go back to Pun and that decision of like, why you? Like, what was it about? Was it your street cred? About being a solid individual, maybe? Or your reputation? Like, why you? He could have picked anybody. Like,
could have picked anybody. But this is where God comes into work.
Yes, sir.
So, the stars aligned. Because everything that I've been through my whole life, as much as I've been going through like a lot of trials and tribulations, but even as a kid, I was always around greatness or something great. You know what I'm saying? From what we mentioned in the Street Bros. Mm-hmm. And then Pun is like, I just met him, I knew him. And then Flex, I knew them all. I was
right place, right time.
I was a good athlete. Let's put it like that. And at the right place at the right time. Yeah. I'm a good fit.
And being a solid dude, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I am.
I have the pleasure and honor to be in this room with you because someone spoke for me and said that I'm a solid dude. And the reason why this platform is growing and I'm getting a lot of love from the streets, from the music, I interview DJs, I interview comedians, I interview people that came home, formerly incarcerated individuals, like my man Jamel Bellamy says. I can't say criminals no more. I got corrected too many times. So the reason why
Or like Mario said in your interview, detained.
Detained.
Because they were never in
I
prison.
said I've never been in jail. Yes, you have.
That's right, every day.
No, Mario, he never let me get away with it.
Yeah.
But the reason why, back to you and Pun and that happening, the reason why this platform is growing, and you know what? If it grows slow, that's fine. Because I could have been said, fuck somebody or suck my dick to somebody. Y'all pussy. Okay, you're gonna get some views. Yay. Okay, but now I gotta watch my back. Now I gotta watch it. That shit is corny. My shit from the beginning, bro, is about positivity. It's about giving people their flowers. You know what I'm saying? It's about individuals understanding that this is a safe place.
And we need more of that.
Bro, I could join the fucking talk shit about Fat Joe bandwagon. Why?
Nah, for what?
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to. For me, and we're going to get into that right now. And, whatever relationships are happening after the fact, today, whatever, Fat Joe is a fucking Bronx rapper legend. You cannot take that away from him.
At all.
Big Pun is our first fucking platinum Boricua artist. Everybody wears a Big Pun shirt. Everybody got the hoodies. We love Big Pun. You know what I'm saying? Wifey shut that shit down and you can't buy no more, but she got them rights and God bless her. She
right.
She the rights.
I mean, a lot of things have happened, but one thing Pun said in an interview a long time ago was when you go to a doctor, you don't go to a Spanish or a black doctor or a white doctor. You just go to a doctor that happens to be that culture. Mm-hmm. So Pun just happens to be a rapper from that culture. So when people try to label, the first Puerto Rican rapper, no. There was many Puerto Rican rappers before, right? And then you got the Cypress Hill, so there was many Latino rappers before, right? So he just happens to be a great rapper that's of, Caribbean culture, because I don't deal with the Spanish because I'm not from Spain, or the Latinx thing, that's Greek. We just Caribbean, right? Because we all Tainos. The Dominican and the Puerto Rican is a Taino Indian
100%.
inside. So that's what we have to explain. So Pun was a rapper that happens to be Puerto Rican.
So he himself said that.
He said that in an interview a long time ago.
Fire.
He said you won't ask a doctor if he's a black doctor, white doctor. You just say he's a doctor.
He's a rapper. He's a great rapper. That's
correct.
And he's a legend and to all of us.
And then Joe too. Like, you bring up Joe, like, everything in life has its reasons, right? So, but you, like you just said, you can't take nothing away from somebody that already planted that seed or, made that landmark or that mark. So, it's just, everything is learning. There's no losing. It's a learning experience. People overstand, people understand, but not many understand. And when you have an understanding of who you are or what happened, then you feel better and you're at more peace with yourself because shit happens. It's how do you adapt to the shit? How do you prepare yourself for that shit, right? So you have to be, you always have to have, like they say, you have to have something to fall back on, right? Because if you put all your eggs in this basket and it blows up and it's over, what happens? Now you gotta go find a chicken or find an egg.
Yes, it.
You get what I'm saying? So that's what life is about to me, So I don't take nothing away from nothing that I've been through. I've been through some shit, but at the end of the day, just to be able to sit here in front of you with my brothers, and I feel good.
And you could, and we spoke about this on the phone. You could wake up in the mirror every morning and know that you a fucking man. You know
I can look at myself in the mirror. Not many people can look at themselves in the mirror. They have a lot of shame
100%.
In their heart.
100%. Let me ask you a question that's been asked so many times, but someone that's been close to both sides. Will there ever be, or can there be, forget about ever, we can't tell the future, with the right people trying to make it happen, powerful people, as yourself, as other people, can there be a Terror Squad reunion?
It's over.
It's over?
Yeah, Pun not here. So they could never be one if Pun's not here. It's no reunion. It's a memorial. It's not a reunion. Let's just leave it that way, because a lot has been said throughout the years on, it's really one camp. It's really nobody's business. What happened is that it got aired and then people were on the side taken. But this is a family, because there's still original Terror Squad members that have nothing to do with music that I chill with every day. You know what I'm saying? Or I see on the block, and So, this was a good group of guys that, Joe took it to another level and made it music and then try to bring everybody along. But everybody always has a motive over an idea. So when you have motives over ideas, it's hard to keep a ship stable enough to run its course, right? Because there's a lot of things going on. Everybody want to drive, no, go this way, go that way, go that way. But if you're not listening, and it's a chain of command, so whoever's on top, you got to listen to the top, right? And what happens with us is that as we're crossing the finish line of certain situations, we begin to celebrate instead of crossing the finish line and celebrating. So as soon as we pop it, yeah, I'm popping, you losing focus. But this motherfucker's racing on that one race. This is only one road to success. It's only one road on that ladder. So you have to know how to be stable enough to stay on that. Give credit to Joe on that one. He stood on that ladder.
He stood on that ladder.
No matter how far down or up he went on it, he still had a grip on it. We look at him now, and you know what, man? All praise due, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't hate on nobody.
No,
He's
never.
well deserved. You know what I'm saying? If he got it, it's because God gave it to him. He's deserving of it, right? And that's just the way life goes with me. That's just the reality of life, right?
No. I will never talk bad about either side.
No, you shouldn't.
Not only because
things
of
happen.
me being professional and not talking shit about Cuban, not talking shit about Joe. You know what? I wasn't there. That is not my business.
Right.
And this is why a lot of platforms, and there's something that you said when we was talking, when that unfortunate situation happened, people had to choose sides. And it was real. Who's with me? Fat Joe said that, and Cuban said that. And you know what? Some people went left, some went right. God bless them. They made their choice.
But at the end of the day, I chose my side. Because
and some people chose their own side.
I chose my side. Even though whatever decision I made, it was really my side, because there's a lot of things that happen in the dark that, like I think I told you earlier off the camera, like, thought I had a lifetime contract.
100%.
And, sometimes you utilize people, that's the key. Most times you use somebody to throw away like a used car.
100%.
So, but as through the years have gone on, I've learned, and, of course, anybody would be bitter at the beginning. Come on, you're on your way to, to this lifestyle and this life, and you come from nothing, from crumbs and, rats and roaches and dirty buildings and abandoned buildings, and you see that world, and then you're like, wow, I want to stay, but you have to know how to stay there, and then you got to watch out for all the sharks, the eels, the electric eels, the barracudas, there's a lot, the whales, there's the killer whales, there's a lot in this
because
game.
it comes with a lot of shit like, oh no, I want to be Fat Joe's umbrella holder. Get out the way. Let me do that. So it becomes a lot of cutthroat within the same camp, like you said.
Correct. Everybody wants to be close, but listen, even the 12th man on the bench gets a ring if that team was the championship.
100%.
So just being part of a team was everything I wanted to be. I just want to be part of
and
a
you
great
remain
team.
And you remain loyal.
Loyalty. Some people, they out there too, and they say, yo, Gil, you know what killed you? Your loyalty. But then I also learned from some of my brothers that I kick it with, like Mario and a lot of my bros, and they say, Gilly, but loyalty could be bought, and you didn't get bought, so you graduated to honor.
There you go.
So you're honorable. So I'd rather be honorable than to be loyal.
There you go. So, okay, so from the big, let's stay on the manager thing. So from the Big
road
Pun,
manager, I was actually his road manager. I was
road
working
manager.
side by side with Flex, which was the manager and road manager. It was small. It was just like me, him, two other guys, and then everybody else was artists and no bodyguards. One bodyguard, which was nobody, was Alpo, which was us.
Bronx niggas don't need bodyguards. Bronx niggas don't need bodyguards.
There was 14, 15 of us on the tour bus, but we was wild already. Pun used to always make us throw down. Like we used to always go body blow with each other. Like when we was doing something, nothing. Yo, Gilly, go body with this one. Yo, Charlie Hustle. Shout out to Charlie Hustle, Roughneck Soldiers out in Brooklyn. They used to always be with us. You know what I'm saying? Tone, Charlie, Diego. Pun had his little crew too.
Hell yeah. So from managing road managing Big Pun, what artists? So unfortunately, we lost him. He was upstate in the pool somewhere in a hotel or something.
He was right up here, somewhere Westchester County. Yeah.
So
they were fixing his house at the time.
Yeah. So you, at the time, you was on the team, road manager, when that happened, when he passed away.
Absolutely. Yep. I was.
Mm-hmm. Who called you? How did you get the news?
So he had a driver named Reef Hustle, and this after like I had left Punch Side. I'm working just with the camp. I'm helping Armageddon, helping Cuban, you know what I'm saying, Sace and Prospect with their projects. We're just working with Flex, basically. We're working the whole project.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got a call one morning that Reef called me and he's like, yo, call Liza, it don't look good. So I called Pun's wife and she's like, yo, your man tongue is out his mouth, shit is blue. So I'm like, oh shit. So I ran all the way to Sace's house, Triple Sace. Mm-hmm. Ran all the way to his house. We got in the car.
That's my man, by the way.
Yeah, that's my bro.
Triple Sace. We play
softball too.
Softball,
yeah.
Green Gorillas.
Oh, you play with the Gorillas?
I played
with them too. I played 1 year. I played 2 games with them at one time.
Real shit.
It was the doubleheader, obviously the one day doubleheader. But so then that's what she said, and then we got in his car, and then we drove all the way up to the hospital. And just like the Flowers for the Dead song says, like the same way it went down, it's like how it went down. Like by the time we get there, the doctor's already shaking his head no, like he's not making it.
Damn.
Then, we get in the room and we sit down, Pun is there, and then all of us sat in the room and I sat on the floor and sat with him until they told us that, they had to move him. And then that was it. It was just like the clock struck 12, Cinderella.
There you go, man.
That's it.
And
the dream is over.
The dream is over. Mm-hmm. So when that type of blow hits, right? Because you said once the king is dead, everything else starts to like crumble. As far as because people don't understand. Okay, Fat Joe was the one that orchestrated this, but now Pun has his own team. Pun has his own identity. Pun is Pun, right? Mm-hmm. Whatever chain of command or label, what label, who signed to what, whatever. But the team is supporting Big Pun, right? So now he passes away,
and also supporting Joe, because there was members of the teams that say, now that this happened, we gotta get even closer.
Because he was big too.
Who?
Fat Joe was
no,
big,
yeah,
was
no,
big
but
too.
not only about weight, it's about Pun was about the he was already. He took the name to another level, but by him leaving, it was mentioned like, yo, now we got to stick together for him. Mm-hmm. Just because he's gone, that don't mean it's gone. Like, no, now we got to really stick together because that's what he always wanted.
And how long did that last?
Well, I mean, you see, it's been 26 years since he's been gone.
Really, that long?
Yeah, he died 2000.
Wow.
He died in 2000. He album dropped 98, 99.
Yep.
Only had a 1.5 year run, and then clock struck 12. That's what people understand. So, but it was for everybody to try to get closer. But then there was a lot of things, certain things that I wasn't part of conversations. But then later on, I kind of see how it moved, and I was like, okay, changing of the guard.
There you go.
That's all I saw.
But
I come from Chick's crew. Remember that?
Yeah, 100%.
I come from that side. Like I just came to lend a helping hand, and because the stars lined up right for me there. Mm.
What did you enjoy that business? Because after that, who was your artist after that? What camp did you?
Well, I mean, after that,
you stayed with Cuban?
No. After all of that happened, I was by myself. I had moved down to Florida myself. I made enough money with them, and I had moved down to Orlando for a little while with my brother, and then I drove to Miami and stayed with my other brother. And, I was just out the game. I went to a couple of, spring break parties, and I've seen a couple of people, and that's when I started seeing what you doing here? Mm-hmm. Yo, what you doing here?
So I remember you.
No, but it's like, yo, but what you doing here? And then I'm getting texts like, yo, bro, I see you. So like that, my mind starts running. I'm like, I gotta make a decision. So one day I'm sitting down there on Ocean, and I'm eating dinner with my brother, and I see Cuban driving up in his truck, and he's up there, and I said, what's up? We said, what's up? And I jumped on his truck, gave the nigga love, like, bro, we bros, bro. Fuck the music shit, we bros. Like, we came in the shit with nothing. You know what I mean? So Then after that, we had a little distance, and then he caught the MOB record deal, and then he asked me to be a part of that. And I love music. I played instruments. I love to be around music, and then I have my other reasons why I said, man, fuck it, I'm gonna rock with this kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, we were just trying to push music. I was trying to keep the peace because I know people on the other side, and then, behind the scenes brothers. I have a lot of behind the scene brothers. They have a lot of behind the scene brothers that we all know each other. We're like, Joe, just, bro, like, let's just figure out if them two could ever have a conversation where there won't be no mix. And thank God, knock on wood, there was really no physicalities going on, no extracurricular activities going on. It was just word mouth. And then I kind of got tired of that. I'm not even from that, so, I just backed away. And when Pun died, my thing was I didn't go to music. I went to Watson basketball. So I started running the basketball tournament with my brother Lee Green, Joe Pope, and
Legendary.
Yeah, so I started running the games with them, and that was my getaway, basketball. Like, that's how I dealt with all the shit that happened. Because you lose a lot.
No, that was a lot. How do you get to DMX and Mobb Deep and those guys?
Well, DMX, man, that was like 2007. It was 12. The MOB records was 7. Then like I started working in the cure violence field, crisis management system, where I deal with I mediate conflict mediations for the city of New York through gang violence. Reentry, alternative to incarceration. So I worked with a program called Save Our Streets. So I'm doing basketball, I'm doing Save Our Streets. There's a brother managing X at the time. It was like 2014. But X is still going through his traumas. Like, he's not leaving his apartment or his house down in Atlanta. He's going through what he always went through with the activities that he always used to indulge in, right? So we already know what it is. I just want to mention it, right? Because that's what people want to be like, yeah, we smoking right. Yeah. So the brother that I knew, he was like, yo, bro, I need you to help me manage somebody. I'm like, who? He's like, don't worry about it. Just come to Radio City Music Hall. So I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm thinking I'm going to get locked up. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. I'm just like, no, like, tell me who.
You got that street mentality.
Tell me who. Tell me. You don't want to tell me. I'm like, nah, I'm good. So then I continue to work. Whole year later, the bro comes back to Radio City Music Hall. It's my birthday this time. And I'm already tired of working, right? So he's like, yo, bro, come on, I'll tell you, man, we back in New York. Yo, I need you. I need you to help me with this artist. I'm like, who? He said, yo, meet me at Radio City Music Hall. Fuck it, it's my birthday. We go get dressed. Let me go. When I get there, it's DMX. So I'm like,
he's already legendary.
He's beyond a legend. This is his last run now. This was his last run.
He popped off.
No, but this is last run. But this is cleaning him up from his IRS problems or his marital personal problems, his physical problems, his activity problems, his intake problems. So,
last run, like you said.
This really was his last run. So I get there and I see he has no security, he has 1,000 dudes around him and all that. So I immediately got into work.
We got to clean that up.
I just got into work mode, you know what I'm saying? I made sure I know how to move people, make sure they, just work mode. And then he did the show. I was like, wow, that's beautiful. Like, how? Thank you. I said, thank you, God. I said, thank you, Pun. Because I never got to do with Pun with what I was about to do with X. Remember, Pun only had a United States run. Yeah. Right? So, boom. So we do the show. After the show, me and him, we hit it off. We kicking it. He's like, yo, my man said, yo, if he like you, he gonna keep you. So then that night, he was like, yo, you want to come to Texas with me? I got a Texas run. So I'm like, hell yeah. So I go tell my job, 2-week notice, whatever. I'm taking my vacation first. I'm like, yo, I'm taking vacation. I'm going on tour. I said, how much you gonna pay me? He told me, well, you gonna give me $500 a day. I'm like, man, I'm making $500 every week. Hey, I'm getting $500 a day? Let's go. So I'm there. So we on the tour. The funny shit is that we fly down to Texas to meet the tour bus. He's in Atlanta. We fly from here to Texas. Your man missed 10 flights.
10 flights?
10 flights. So, like, he keeps missing the flight. I'm over here on the tour bus. To the last time, when they say he missed the next to last flight, I already took all my stuff off the bus, all my luggage, and I had it on the side of the road. I just stood off the bus. The bus driver like, yo, get on the bus. I'm like, nope. So when he finally shows up, he sees all my luggage, and he said, yo, what's going on? I said, yo, my nigga, look, you don't got to be missing 10 flights, bro. If you don't want to do this, just let me know. I don't have to do this. But we hit it off. We hit it off. So we did the Texas run. It was a beautiful run. DMX, legend. Like 60, 70, 80,000 people singing your song and you jumping and then
amazing performer.
Oh my God, the best ever.
He'll make you laugh, cry, do push-ups, all types of shit.
He do push-ups and then he'll go sing a song right after the push-ups. He don't even take a break, right?
And then the prayer, all that shit.
Right. So then after we did all of that, he's like, yo, I gotta the guys from Europe were the ones who helped him clean his life up. Mm-hmm. Right? There was a promoter in Europe that gave him the super bag so he can be able to float through the earth again. He was going through some things. Mm-hmm. And so he's like, yo, I got a world tour in Europe. You want to go? I'm like, Europe? Never been there. I'm going to get paid to do this. And I get to see France, Germany, Russia, you name the country. Mm-hmm. I'm like, hell yeah, we out. So then, I worked. I was his road manager. I made sure I got him up. I made sure,
I hear that wasn't an easy task.
It was not. It's like you trying to bring down the fighter. It's like you on a thoroughbred racehorse and he's at full speed and you want him to stop.
That nigga
with no thing. So you have to let him burn out. You have to let him go. You have to just ride.
How Nori the rapper tells a story that he thought Def Jam put it together and Nori flew out to LA to meet X, and Nori was only there for like 3 days, and they was like, oh, you got a song with DMX? All right, cool. He's not coming that first. He didn't come for Nori turned a 3-day trip to 2 weeks because X was like canceling. Then he come get his little cars, racer cars, and then he want to.
So you can relate. And the helicopter. When I was with him, he got into the helicopter joints. But you see 10 flights.
So an appointment. Okay, let's
10 flights. You said three weeks. What was it? 2 weeks.
3 days turned into 2 weeks.
Wow.
So let me ask you a question. God bless. I wish he was here. A person like me trying to interview DMX. How many either times he's gonna be late, or how many times is he not gonna show up?
No, depending if he fuck with you.
If
he fuck with you,
so
he gonna
priority
be there.
is based on if he fuck with you.
If you see he DMX, what people understand, like it's like Superman and Clark Kent. So you have Earl Simmons and then you have DMX. But sometimes he wouldn't want to get out of the DMX character, but he always liked to be regular Earl Simmons. So he didn't really care too much about the superstar no more because of what he learned and what he been through. From what I understand when I sat with him, because I'm like, yo, bro, he was like, man, I don't give a fuck about these shit no more, man. Fuck these niggas, man. But he had to do the shows just to eat. Because he had like a vendetta towards the music industry because of what he been through.
The deals was whack,
and a lot of sidebarring and sideballing and undercutting him, and then like I said, they used him against his kryptonite. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So they used to force him to do things he didn't really want to do. So then, some days he got to the point where he ain't getting up.
You got to go to Best Buy. Fuck Best Buy. I ain't going to fucking Best Buy. Or you got to go to this festival in Puerto Rico. Like, nigga, I ain't going over there. Leave me alone.
But what we would do is, like, if we're driving on the block and we see a bunch of homeless people, like, he'll be like, yo, SB. He called me SB, Silverback. He said, yo, SB, go to McDonald's. And he'll go get a whole bunch of burgers, and then we'll go sit outside on the floor with all the homeless dudes and kick it with him. That's what he was on. Or he'll see a married couple or matchroom, a lady about to get married, like he would just like go in the bag and just give her like mad euros. Like, the European dollar is like 100, 500. It's like a $500 bill in euro.
Yeah.
He went and I'm like, yo, bro, we got bust these shits down to 20. Nah, what you worrying about that for? Nah, fuck that shit. Yo. She deserve it. He was always giving. Because he also walked with a pain. You see, you gotta understand that these artists like this, they walk with some shit that is unfathomable. Their demons is just, it's like they're sent. Their destinies is their destinies. Look at Pun, Wade, look at DMX, Ruggs. You know what I'm saying? They all have this problem. But at the end of the day, they're beautiful people. Like me and X, we just sit there and laugh all day and all night. But then he gets serious. Like he tweak out. You can see him. Like you can see the change. And I was just there to support. I'm just a support system, bro.
But
My whole life was a nightmare, dog. So whatever you going through, dog, I'm gonna be like, all right, let's go and ride it with you, brother. As long as we can.
Let's go get 10 race cars. I guess we're going to get 10 race cars.
Let me
Helicopters,
drive.
whatever.
Yeah, or he want to drive with no license and drive fast and I
seen him one time on the West Side Highway going back to the Bronx, drop top, fucking whatever 1960 whatever car. 2 or 3 bitches, and he's driving. And I think I was doing some OJ shit. I had to be because there's no other reason.
You must be a good driver. You must be a good driver to be OJ driver.
You know why? You know what was my
OJ
weapon?
drivers are good.
You know what was my weapon? Kept my mouth shut.
No, but y'all know how to stick and move.
Oh yeah, I was. Bro, have you ever drove a Ford Expedition? That shit is a truck. That shit is a truck. Like but it moves like a fucking Honda Accord. Like a left is a sharp left. Everything is that Ford. That truck, that's why I got another one in 2001. I got the white one because, bro, you could control. It wasn't heavy,
right?
So when it was time to dip, I had to dip.
Yeah.
Like I used to fuck with these street niggas from Lambert. I used to fuck with niggas from fucking. I used to fuck with Thief David. You know, before he got locked up. I used to fuck with Frank and Joe. Like niggas that you had to get. Bro, I was with Joe one time. Frank was already locked up. God bless him. But Joe was still out here, and Joe was another total nigga. He was like, "Well, bro, will you be in a club?" And he'll be with his man. I forgot whoever his man name was. Yo, they looking at us? What they want? And I'm like, so the girls that we with, Joe, not tonight, Joe. We already fucked some niggas up yesterday. Let's get the fuck out of here. And they'll be like, Fever, get the fuck out of here. This nigga's he's already drunk. And he's already, you know, Frank and Joe.
But he was a little toasted though.
No,
those are all lifelong friends of mine too. I knew them all.
No, and but I'm just giving you a glimpse of.
But we were talking about DMX. How you saw how he tried.
Him. Yeah. So I saw that. So and then it was just you know, oh shit, DMX, and like you said, and then he was just, you know, the car was loud as fuck, and that was my little DMX moment. But no, real shit.
I had great moments with him, man. A lot of great moments. Especially like Russia was like just to see the world with him, bro.
And these motherfuckers don't even know English, but they know that DMX song.
Oh, the GMX out there, they call him GMX. The Africans and GMX. We love you, GMX. Picture, photo, most photo. He's playing most photo, yeah. But it was dope, man. Russia, Poland, like 80, 100,000 people. You know, I used to just get overwhelmed. And then one time he was doing a show and it was like 100,000 people, no line. And
that's fucking crazy.
I naturally just started balling, dog. I was so overwhelming. Like my tears was coming down. Like I couldn't believe it. Not that I was with him, just that I was in that moment. And then after the show, he's like, "You wish you could have did this with your bro, right?" And I said, "Yeah." He meant Pun.
Yeah.
And because remember him and Pun, they did a cipher together.
They
always loved each other, right?
100%.
They always had respect for each other. So I said, "Yeah." And he was like, "But he sent you down here to me, so." He let you have it. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly the point.
That's real shit.
He was real spiritual. And we used to pray a lot. He used to anoint, because he's like, yo, you're going to go through hell being with me. So he used to do the anointing with the oil on my feet like Jesus. Like, it's just a different, I just couldn't understand it, dog, but I just went with the flow. But
so he knew he was a pain in the ass.
He was bugged out.
He knew he was bugged out. What, do you, well, it goes viral every so often, every summer, when he got the red jumper on. And he's performing.
That was at Woodstock.
That
was I wasn't with him at that time,
but
I've seen something similar to that,
exactly.
like I just described.
Yeah,
right?
because that clip alone.
Yeah. And they used to stand on top of a speaker, and so I used to stand down here because everybody wanted to hold the speaker. I used to hold the speaker at first, but then after a while, I'm like, because he used to like his Henny, smoke his weed. Then he'd be up on the speaker, so I learned to come down and stand in front while he's up there because. And it happened one day he was doing it, and then like the speaker gave way a little bit and he gave way, and I caught the nigga in midair like, and I put him down right, and he kept going with the show and I ran this way. You know what I'm saying? Like it was like an acrobat, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, he would go up there on the speaker and he'd be jumping.
No, I seen him in the
You know what's crazy?
Yeah.
I did Coachella with him. They called me, there was a guy named DJ Snake from Code, like one of them big DJs, like them DJs, one of them big guys. He said, yo, I want to get DMX. I just need him for 15 seconds. No, I need him for 90 seconds. Just 90 seconds. How much you gonna charge me? I said, I need 25,000. He said, for 90 seconds? I said, yeah. He said, I'll give you 20. I said, bet. I said, your ex, you want to do Coachella for 90 seconds? I said, it's going to take us longer to fly there than what you're going to perform. And we did Coachella, and it was so dope. Like, from getting off the plane in the LAX. Then we had to drive to Coachella through traffic.
In the middle of a desert or some shit.
Yeah, and by the time we get in there, it's like the DJ's on stage, X is changing, he's throwing on his belt, he's putting on his shit, and he's running up to the stage, and right there he's on. He's like, yo, man, I ain't feel like this in a long time. Yo, good looking, dog. I'm like, oh, thank you, you know what I mean? So it was great moments I've had. When we had other moments, you know, of course, when we had a little disagreements, because,
That's life. That's life.
It's part of life, but, I enjoyed every moment of it.
So wait, so with Pun, you didn't have any of those moments, or it was like more club?
No, with Pun, Pun was stadiums.
Oh,
Pun was stadiums. Pun was on the lineup. It was either Jay-Z, Big L, Jay-Z, Pun, DMX on the last of the headlines, and it kept going like this.
Kept flopping.
And then Pun was the headline, and then Jay-Z was the headline, and then DMX was the headline, and DMX did the headline. But depending what state you went to, the headliners were different, but you'll always be on the top 5 list of. I was always around the top 5 list.
That's legendary. That's legendary, bro. Just for you. So you by you saying that, you just took me so you put me in fucking fan mode right now. You were with the two of the two, or however the fuck you say it. Baddest motherfuckers on the planet.
Greatest all time, dog.
Two of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
That's fucking amazing, bro.
I mean, like. You can't even make that happen, bro.
Hell no.
And then from 2 different angles, like I didn't know X, like I know of DMX, I knew him as the artist, and you know what I'm saying, but I didn't know him personally. You know, Pun was just Moondog on the block. Like I knew he rapped. Like, he used to be around Little Hex House and the table, and they be rhyming him and all of them just doing their ciphers, and I used to be like, "Are you serious, dog? Pun? Hey, you serious?" Like, yeah, twin. That's what I do, twin.
That twin thing, is that his?
That's his. The whole world says it now.
Yeah, I'm like,
there was nobody ever calling nobody twins before Pun.
So, cause I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? Where that came from? Cause
like twin, like saying my brother, like yo, you my twin, you my brother, you my twin. So we were all, everybody was his twin. Joe was his twin, obviously. Mm-hmm. He had a tattoo to him and Joe right here.
100%.
He loved Joe. He loved Joe. Not that he loved him. He didn't love him. He gave him the lane, bro. Yep. Yeah, I respect that. Joe gave a lot of niggas the lane. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes people want to go their own route, and some people think you're a person that you're not, and some people, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, like I said, motive over ideas. I don't have any motive. If you tell me, yo, Gil, this is my show, I need you to be my assistant, carry the mic, turn on the light.
No ego.
Hold the boom. Like, I'm holding the boom. I'm still on the team.
No ego.
I still got the jacket. I still get the ring.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked. Like, I wasn't never, that's why I'm so silent, behind the scenes. I was never in pictures and trying to be, no, I was behind the scenes working, make sure things was happening.
Legit real shit.
Yeah.
What so how did that stop with X?
With X, so I had to take him to court, like right before he had to do the time, and he had all these problems. Like the guy that put me as his manager was no longer his manager. Something happened with some monies and some things, so he was no longer. Then when I became the acting road manager, like all his legal issues just came out of left field. So I had to go handle that with his uncle. His uncle, I don't want to mention his name, he's doing time, but his uncle now, everybody know now. So I had to go handle that, and then I got him out of, they took him. It's funny you say that, where it started at it ended for me, right? Because so we did another show in Radio City Music Hall, and there was a lot of legal things going on. Before we could even get into Radio City Music Hall, the feds took him out, they snatched him out the car, right? Because the IRS had came the night before to the hotel, tried to talk to him, he didn't want to talk to them. And so whatever, they left, but then the next day we're going to do the show, and we're trying to be as quiet as possible, but whoever was in the car rolled down the window, your ex, and as soon as he opened the door, the feds was right there, snatched him out the car, threw them in his car, and they drove off. I chased them with the driver that I was. I'm like, yo, follow that car. Like, yo, follow that car. So we chased them up
6th.
Right, so we're in the block. They made the right on 6th. We're following them. Like I'm on them. 'Cause I'm like, yo, you kidnapped my man. Like it's a kid, right?
Pretty much.
I don't know who it was. So when we get down to the other block, I think like 2 blocks over 50-something, 4th coming back down this way. We followed them back down the block. Another car's coming up the block. They cut me off. What the fuck you think you doing? I said, you kidnapped me. Yo, FBI, man.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, he gonna be all right. Just we didn't want to think. So whatever. I bailed them out of jail. We get out of jail, whatever. We have a show in Vegas. We go to Vegas. We fly back to Atlanta. A tree fell through his house right where I sleep. So you already know there was a lot of evil eyes on shit. So tree fell. I have pictures at home, and put him in a hotel with his dogs and all that with his wife at the time, and then we go from Vegas. We come back to Atlanta, and then a guy that I put to be my driver, all of a sudden got in his ear. So whatever, they left. They come back late on at night. You know, everybody high, whatever. And I'm just standing at the hotel, so I'm already feeling. So I'm like, bro, we gotta go to court in the morning. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday court. Thursday we was gonna be on that TV show with the singing thing with Lucius Harrison. What's his name? What was the name of that show on Channel 5? The singing show.
American Idol.
No, it was a TV show. I'll think of it. But anyway, he was supposed to be on that. He was supposed to be on the Expendables. Then we were supposed to go to China to do like 20 shows, right? And that would have cleared all his legal issues, right? That would have cleared everything legally. So that night, whatever, they leave me, he comes to the hotel. I'm like, we gotta go to court. And then here we go. Knocking on the door, 5 o'clock, he don't want to get on the flight. 6 o'clock, he don't want to get on the flight. 7 o'clock, we arguing, room full of smoke. Then he tried to, like, yo, I gave old bro money. And I'm like, how you gonna give old bro money if I gave him money already? Nah, but you know, he got a son that's autistic. It could have been anybody. That's just one of my mistakes. I mean, I'm like, bro, I don't give a fuck about nobody. When nigga, fuck him, fuck everybody. I kick everybody off the roof. I'm tight, nigga. I gotta get you to court. He caught offense to that. He didn't want to go on this flight. I went to sleep. The next day he calls me like, yo, we're gonna go to court. Like, we already missed Monday. So I got his lawyers calling me like, what happened Monday? I'm like, I didn't want to go. We'll try to get Tuesday. So we go to Buffalo on Tuesday, and they leave him. So then I got to fly back to New York. You know, on the child support problem, they leave him. I fly back to New York, get his lawyers. They gave him 6 months. I got all the paperwork, and then they got him back out in 2.5 months. When he came back out in 2.5 months, he had me fight the guy in front of the whole Rough Rider Nation.
You gotta fight this the dude that you
40-something years old at the time.
The autistic father dude?
Right.
You had to fight that nigga?
I had to fight him. I had to fight him in front of everybody.
For what? Like to prove who's the baddest?
Because I said, fuck him. I'll kick him off the roof for him and his son. I wasn't towards his son. I'm just saying, yo, bro, I'm tight, nigga. I gotta get you to court. I don't give a fuck. Don't talk to me. I'm a street nigga. Okay, don't talk to me about this nigga, my nigga, like that. I don't give a fuck about that nigga. It's me and you. So
he calls
me. Check this out. He calls me. Yo, Dougie, where you at? Like I'm saying, I don't see you no more. I'm like, bro, every time I come looking for you, you sleeping. Every time you want to look for me, I'm doing something. So we weren't meeting no more. Like we didn't have this energy. So he's like, well, anyway, I'm in the studio. I'm come through. What studio? Where? I'm in Rough Rider studio. All right. Matter of fact, I said, no, where you at? Because you keep dancing. Where you at? No, I'm in the studio. Come through. So I go there. When I go there, it's like 30 Rough Rider members, old school. Mm-hmm. Like not no new little niggas, old school. Right? And, you know, the head, I don't want to mention no name, but the board, everybody was there. Everybody needed to be there was there. So I'm there. I'm standing there. I see the movement. I see the driver and his brother-in-law. Remember, we're the only 3 Puerto Ricans in the building. Everybody else is black. But I'm a nigga Rican. I'm black Puerto Rican. So I don't play that card, right? So I'm black. But I just happen to come from my mother. Mm-hmm. But so I'm in the room. I see everybody in there. I'm like, okay. I feel the energy, the high. So niggas know I don't drink. Nigga X come up to me like, take a shot. I'm like, oh shit, here we go. I'm about to walk the plank, right? I said, fuck it, give me a shot. Bam, I take a shot. They come back around, they go over there talking, and they come back around this way. Yo, roll this blunt. I said, Aki, me muero. I'm dying tonight. I know I'm dying tonight. Because I see niggas got their knives in their hands. I see niggas moving. There's like 30 niggas in the room, in the studio. So I'm like, all right. My man told me, yo, don't go without me. His uncle told me don't go without me, but I went without everybody. I just went, right? So I'm there, I roll the blunt, I smoke, I drink a little bit, now I'm a little buzzing. Mm-hmm. I'm not focused. I'm not gonna mention the names. I don't like to mention names, but one of the head niggas from the Rough Rider walks around and said, "Gotta fix something in the motherfucking booth." Like that, shell shock, up north, jail status, whatever, got checked. I'm like, oh shit. So when I go in the booth, the nigga jump out the window like, yo, this nigga need to get X. This nigga need to get stomped out. This nigga wish death upon the kid's son. I'm like, you know, I did it, man. I told the nigga, man, fuck everybody. I gotta say, nah, but you gotta know who I am. You know, we're that boasting shit. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, he's like, yo, you gotta tell him. You gotta tell him. So I'm like, all right, so let's tell him. So then the big bro was like, what you gonna do? The big bro so supported me. He was like, yo, bro, Gilly was just doing his job. Nah, he gotta know who I am. And like, yeah, but he was just doing his job. You gonna go tell this dude what you said? So I said, blah, blah, blah. I'm not getting stomped out, so let's go. So when I told old boy, I said, yo, bro, like, a lot of things were said that night. It could have been anybody, happened to be you. But I know this guy. I said, happened to be you. I said some things out of my mouth that it was just happened to be you. Yeah, it was not intended. What? Nigga try to punch me. Make a movie. Weaved it. Threw the jab. Yo, chill out, man. It's not that serious. Nah, he tried to do it again. So I threw another jab. And then the nigga tried to hook off. I fucking started ducking. I got into my moment. I started swinging, I mean, whatever. To the point where I'm rocking this nigga to the point where he winds up behind me. He grabbed my face, he bited me in the back of my head. Make a long story short, stopped. Then the nigga jumped on the floor. Yo, X, he called you a crackhead. And my man Blackout was there. And he asked Blackout, yo, Blackout, Gilly said that? He was like, nah, Gilly would never talk bad about you. So I had a scratch here. X like, yo, wipe. This is the best moment. I had a scratch here. He said, yo, go wipe your face. I said, for what? He said, you got a scratch. I said, you wipe it. Now I'm tweaked out, man. I said, you wipe it. He said, I don't got a napkin. So I always got a napkin. So I said, yeah. He said, lick it. I said, you lick it.
What the fuck is happening?
You know when you lick the night. I said, nah, you lick it, dog. Now I don't give a fuck, nigga. I'm dead. I thought I was gonna die that night, my nigga. Over trying to take you to court and clean your life. But I love him though. It's my dog. I understand him, right? So I put the Hennessy, wiped my face. I said, nigga, I'll fight. He said, I know you fight. So then he like, let's go to dinner. He tried to give me $500. I said, nah, I don't even want to work for you no more, dog. I'm good. So I just walked away. Then when he overdosed the first time, his aunt went to the hospital and flipped on everybody like, if Gilly was with you, none of this shit would have happened. Then the second time he overdosed, he passed, and then people wanted me to go to the funeral, but I just want to remember him, the good moments that I had with him. And his DJ Nonstop, shout out to Nonstop out in Chicago, he said, yo, the nigga had many managers, Gil, but nobody like you. Like, you really did the way it was supposed to be done. So, and I made money with him, so I would give him his money back. I made a lot of money with him. And I would save his money for him, and I would give him money. My nigga, come on, I'm getting fucking $1,800 a day.
That's real shit. And this is part
of... You on a 3-year tour for $1,800 a day and per diem, $100 per diem.
Mm-hmm. And this is part of the reason why you could wake up in the morning
and keep my chin straight. Don't have to put it too high or too low. I can just put it straight.
You ain't rob nobody, ain't do nobody wrong.
But never. They said I robbed Pun for $30,000 one time, and it happened to not be true. Pun came back and gave me $2,000. I gave that shit to Smiley. Yeah, Smiley. I gave everybody in Jew-Man, I gave money to, and I kept like maybe $300-$400 for myself, because they held me down during that time that they said I stole money from Pun. That's not me. My cousin told Pun, yo, before that nigga steal, he gonna rob you, my nigga. That nigga not gonna steal nothing from you. He'd rather just take it from you. Like,
and that's the life of that manager shit. That shit ain't easy, bro.
But it's because everybody want to be, it's hard to wear the shoe, you know what I'm saying? Like, like they say, put yourself in my shoe. I do. I put myself in your shoe. I don't keep myself in my shoe. I put myself in your shoe. See how heavy it is. Oh, it might be too heavy for me. It's not for me.
Was that the end of your music run that you said I can't do this shit no more?
Well, no, not that I said I can't do it no more. It's just that it was just over. I could always do it. I look for artists every day. I do consulting with young kids, and I tell them, yo, if you need to learn the road, if you need to learn this, have your team. I will prep your team. But one thing I want you to have is your yes team, because I'm not a yes man. So every king needs his little jokers around, the little gestures. Yeah, you go. But when it comes to management, like, yo, bro, we got to move. See, but everybody got yes men around them. So have your yes team. But just know that you have a no team here. I think it's like, no, because that's what an artist really need, is a no man. Everybody went, yeah, let's go to the club, let's pop it, and shit start hitting, and guess who gets in trouble? You, the artist. It could be a fight over there, and it could be with a dude that ran with you. They're not gonna talk about Papito or Buddha. They're gonna say, yo, that's AB's man, that's Ab's man. Mm-hmm. Oh, he's with Ab. Oh, I guess who's gonna get investigated?
And page 6 is gonna be page 6, the artist.
It's you.
And the manager's not doing his job.
But the niggas over there creating the problems, you know what I'm saying? They run. Everybody got goons in this game. Everybody got a goon in this game. You tell me one tough guy, I'll tell you another one. But the best thing about that is that all the tough guys, they all know each other. So when you have a tough guy in my camp and one in your camp and one in the other camp, they know each other. So and they have their own respect and diplomatic ways of going through things.
They say that even Joe talks about it, that's why the TS and G Unit thing never really got crazy, because the goons were always like,
they all know each other.
Yeah, so they
know each other through penitentiary life, through street life, growing up, through school.
They didn't let it happen.
They know. But for what? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's for the people. You know, people like propaganda.
Yeah.
You know, beef sells. But it got to the level that the beef is you're killing each other now for this shit. Like even going back to Big and Pac, they were best friends at one time.
Hell yeah.
But through the business, nah, why you fucking with him? Nah, he no good. It's the
that was the Diddy and Suge shit really took that shit somewhere else.
Yeah, but not only Suge, it's everybody, the Puffies,
the goons.
Cause Wolf was my man. Wolf was a straight shooter. Wolf was dope. But it was a real nigga. Wolf come from our day though.
Yeah.
Wolf come from the valley. Mm-hmm. That's up there by Idawal, by right there by Co-op and all that.
Wolf was BX?
Hell yeah, Wolf was BX. God rest his soul.
The realest.
The realest.
The realest.
Yeah, Wolf. You know, he's from the valley. They from up top. As Maj just tell you about the stories we had with Wolf and them. We had stories with everybody, but you know, it was fun. It was just part of being in New York. What made New York? Now New York is like a third world country. Like nobody respect New York City no more. That shit is sad. Because there's so many people feel obligated to say whatever they want to say, but you have to be a universal person to be able to talk about New York. You just can't be from your block and talk like you from New York, but you're only good on your block. You gotta be good on other blocks. Now these dudes can't even go to other blocks.
You could go anywhere in the Bronx? Or anywhere in New York?
I go everywhere in the world. I've been 50 states, 27 countries. I go everywhere because I come in peace and I come with I don't glorify what I did or what I can't really. But I don't glorify. I come from that. I come from a 1%. I'm born into a 1% family. So I come from the Savage Skulls, the Savage Nomads. I come from that. I'm naturally come from that. From the Savage Skulls, the Savage Nomads, the Black Spades, the Young Lords, the Black Panthers. I come from that too. I just don't have to use that to get on in life. Niggas know I'm 1%. I was born, not so many people can say they were born 1%. I'm born into a 1% lifestyle.
No, that's the realest thing.
So I have to live by that code, and I've always lived by that code.
The respect too.
Of course, because it's easy.
You know who I was just talking to last week? I was with my man. I was on Wheeler and Watson, and Troy Ace was just there.
That's my brother. Shout out to Troy Ace. That's my bro.
Yo,
man.
I know for real. He was already there with my man Frank, and I jumped out.
I know Frank too.
Yeah, so I jumped out and got me a Wheeler slushie, and you know we pounded up, and I was like, yo, you know, I haven't seen him since I interviewed him.
I saw that.
Yeah, and he was like, some young niggas tried to work on a block or some shit, and they were like, who the fuck is you? So he had to call the big, whatever, it was a long story, but the point that me and Troy was talking about, that it's about respect. And Troy will knock your fucking head off. But you know what he did? He had to school this young man and let him know, oh, you from what clique? Give me a second. Made a call. And the big homie called, and homeboy came back, yo, my bad, big OG.
You see, and that's what we need more of. We need more of that. Brothers to come on and be like, who you rap? What you rap? Hold on. Yeah, bro. To pump these kids' brakes, because these kids, they think that we never lived the life that they're trying to live now.
He would have got hurt.
Well, I thank God Troy has turned around, man, is a better person today, because back in the day, not that he was never a bad person, but that nigga will fuck you up. Troy Ace will beat the shit out of you.
But even with Mario, in an hour interview, I think it was off camera, but he was with his work people, and some young nigga blew smoke in his face. And Mario had to take a time out and be like, hold up, give me a second. I got to go back and talk to this little nigga. Because they don't know who Gilly is. They don't know who Mario is. They don't know who Troy is. They don't know. And you know what? That's okay. But as an 18-year-old, as a 15-year-old, I got a 14-year-old son. What I'm trying to teach him is respect. Respect will keep you alive.
That's right.
Just respect.
And morals.
And more. All that, yeah.
Discipline. And being kind. See, what people don't understand is that we went from a generation of being gangsters to being thugs. Right? So when you're a gangster, you're a gentleman.
Yep.
You dress fine. You have a nice car. You take the women now. You got the pinky ring. You see how Mario dressed when he dressed?
Mm-hmm.
Mario got the chain. So he's a gentleman. What happened is the lack of education, meaning street education, these guys became thugs. And what is a thug? Is a low-life punk that has no ambition to do well in the world. He wants to destruct the world because he's feeling some type of way, right? So he wants to let out his anger on anybody. In our day, if you was in the world, that's what we dealt with. If you was a civilian, yo, you know how I go. Oh shit, yo, look at Miss Johnson, come and put that cigarette down. Mm-hmm. Yo, grab her bag. Yo, help her upstairs. Yo, look at Doña Carmen coming. Yo, stop. Now niggas is hitting niggas' moms. They don't give a fuck. Niggas is knocking niggas' mothers out. That shit can't happen out there.
Hell no.
You know what I'm saying? You respect it. So that's the difference between being a gentleman which is a gangster, and to be a thug. A thug is just a low-life punk that does nothing.
Yeah, and that shit comes from back in the days, bro. In all the fucking mobster movies, Charlie Luciano was a gentleman. The best of them.
Gentleman.
Sharp.
Gentleman.
Gentleman.
Even Bugsy Siegel, he was fucking with the girl from Hollywood. Mm-hmm. These are Hollywood women.
He was a wild boy.
He was the wildest of all of them.
But these two, which is Charlie and Maya, had to, Papi, turn that shit off, please. Man. Turn it off. We'll let you know who to kill, but for now, you just chill out. You don't got to do that thug shit no more.
Let's get money.
Yep.
Because money makes the world go round, right? Murder stops the world. The jails weren't built for everybody to do 25 to life. It was the 1 to 3 to 3 to 9, and then you keep going, then you wind up doing 8 to 30 to 15, and if you're really, really going, then you're fucking gone. That's like 6, 7 times in. These little 15-year-olds in the first shot is getting life, 75, 50, 100.
Hold that.
And then your lights just turned off, and then what happens? Like right now, when I work in Cure Violence, I work for Los Sudes out in Brooklyn, the 7-month-old baby that got killed. I got to deal with that. That's my case. I was a director of a hospital. I'm the one who has to tell the family, your kid is not coming back.
Thank you for your work too, man, because I got a 14-year-old son, and I pray for him every day when he gets on his bus.
I have a 14-year-old daughter that goes to school in the city. I pray every day.
And that's what scares me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let's go back to the streets as far as you saying. We even said in the beginning, Chick was a gentleman. You know what I'm saying?
Gentleman.
Boy George, with all his highlights and with all his rumors and obsession and all glorified, you know, was he a gentleman as well?
100%. He was a gentleman. He was a money-making machine.
For real.
He was making too much money to not be a gentleman. He had a mayonnaise jar full of Rolexes, and he would change them whenever he wanted in his car. Like, he had a mayonnaise jar full of Rolexes in his car. He had whatever car he wanted. Of course, with the business and the lifestyle I come from, you always got to watch over, but he had great people around him, like Chick. Once you got Chick behind you, you good money. Nobody messing with you. I mean, because of how you carry yourself and what you stand for. People knew what Chick stood for. You know what I'm saying?
And the streets don't lie, bro. Because even way after Chick, right, with the Calderons and because I got a guy that my man Brazen Breeze, he does something.
I know him. I met him recently. You know him?
Yeah. He's sad. Where you sitting right now?
I met him recently. Shout out to you, Nye. Yeah.
He tells good stories. He tries to get the facts from family and paperwork, and he tries to do it the right way. You know, you can't be always 100, but I always tell him, bro, you're doing good work.
I support him too.
And he even says that after that era, not talking bad about Calderon, but that type of him and his brother, Calderon was the wild boy. That was just like maybe it was the drugs, you know, because he did a couple of documentaries that Calderon was just murdering shit. Like, is that where the gentleman thing turns off, and someone with money could turn and just because you could be a millionaire thug as well,
right? But it became to the point where I wouldn't know what was going on through his mind, but he was into the extortion game, so it was like people just had to pay him rent. So
that creates a lot of enemies. That's not gentleman behavior.
That's not gentleman behavior at all.
That's not gentleman behavior.
But you know, he knew how far to go with that and where to go with it.
100%.
Certain people he didn't go that far with.
The Wild Cowboys wasn't playing with him.
People,
but
were.
they were wild too. They were wild,
but not only But not only them, but there was other people that didn't, you know. And I met the man. It's crazy that I met the man, right?
Yeah.
And kind of stepped on my foot, and it was this girl, God rest her soul, Nika, that made us have a communication, because it could have went. He just stepped on my foot. I'm like, fuck you doing? Who the fuck I am? You know, the fuck I don't give a fuck who you are, my nigga, but, you know, respect you. And then they told me it was. I'm like, oh, okay. I understand your legend. But there was a lot of legends before him. There's like Cypress Boys, Blondie, you know, my brother Max, Green Eye Rob, Johnny Airborne, you know, Tommy Beauchamp, JR. There's more legends to this shit than with the names that we hear. There's more than even going back to Marriage Way. Like I met the Spanish Jesus. I just met his son. That nigga was like a chick in Brooklyn.
His son is doing big.
Yeah, I just met his son. He came
holding dad's name repping.
Yeah, but I met the Brazilian dude. I met him because one time he kept throwing pictures up. Yeah. So I sent him a picture of me, Chick, Pernell Whitaker, Mark Breland. I'm like, yo.
There you go.
He was like, and then he posted my little godbrother, White Boy John, the other day.
Yeah.
And White Boy John's
I used to drive that crew around too, Grego,
that's my boy.
Fucking Bobcat. OJ, baby. OJ days,
so
baby.
That's my block. I'm from the Johns. I'm from there, right? I'm from around the corner. Fox Street is one block up to the right.
Yeah, you're right.
But, all right, so you know.
Yeah.
So when he put that up, and I guess John's sister reached out to him or whatever, and then my name came up. And so the sister was like, no, Gilly raised him. So he was like, because I put a like on it, that should touch me because I buried White Boy John. Like, I buried him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's my little bro.
Yeah.
And because he was like, you know, some names in the industry, like Joe knew him. And because the sister asked her, yo, how did Joe know him? And through Gilly? No, how did Joe know him? And then the sister was like, no, Gilly raised him. So if anybody knew John, it was through Gilly. Right, but when I seen that, she kind of touched my heart. Took me too far back.
I never met him. He had. But when I clicked up with that click, the OJ shit,
he was already gone.
He was already gone. Yeah.
He was only 85 pounds. 85 pounds.
Dangerous.
Wet. Dangerous. Dangerous.
And shout out to Juanchito as well because they clicked. They clicked up too. I hung out with Juanchito for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, bro.
I said, I'm not doing this.
No, Juanchito was real, but Juanchito, we grew up. We all little kids. We all grew up together, man. Like I said, like the Bronx, growing up around in the South Bronx, it was legendary road, bro. Every block had somebody that made a mark in New York City, and a lot of people made money. There's a lot of names that we have not mentioned. I keep coming up in my brain.
But all the who's knew each other.
Yeah, I mean,
and that's where it comes to.
You had the Willis Lynch mob. You know what I'm saying? You had them, Weechie, and them Papa had. Every block, Kuriaki, the break dancing niggas, they was up out their money too. It was so many. Castle Hill, Soundview. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my brother Beam, Peter Rolock, all of them. Like we all be the same type of champs.
We had this conversation, and I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I'm gonna ask you anyway. How did you avoid the penitentiary? Just by getting out you told me just by knowing when to get the fuck out the way.
Yeah, I went my gut instinct. Not everything was for me. You know what I'm saying? And I just know how to stay out the way the best I can. And you know, I was around enough real people, and I just know how to not put my hand too close to the stove. How's that?
Hell yeah. That's real shit. Me too, bro. Like, and I'm going to say it again, I know, and I'm going to say it the right way. I've never, even though I was mentally incarcerated, detained. I was never physically detained.
But you get spooked though.
I got spooked plenty
You
of
get
times.
spooked. You see them, so you know what I'm saying. Like I mean, I've been through the bookends, of course. I've been
Yeah,
to the
100%.
Bronx house.
Yeah.
At 12 years old, I stabbed a kid for bullying me. So I went to Spofford, right? Because I was being bullied as a kid. Like that was a phobia I always had. You know, and I kind of still carries with me today, so I'll be always on Leary. But I got bullied as a kid, and I stabbed a kid in school, and I got sent to Spofford. And then, whatever, I went to a fresh air program school. But then when I came back, I caught, you know, a little punk charge, a little drug charge, and a little gun charge. But I'm like, is this the life that I want to live? Like, do I want to continue? Do I want to do this? Do I want to sit here and I have no movement? I don't have no fresh air. I can't touch no girl. I can't, you know, meaning have a girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Can't make no money. I mean,
I like the way you corrected that.
Yeah. Sorry, it's the pause moment, right? You know, so I said, you know, it's not the lifestyle I want to live. And then plus on top of that, by the time I came back to New York in '89, because I was banned from New York City from '82 to '89, I couldn't come back to no school in New York wanted me. So I went to school in Vermont. But by the time I came back in '89, well, I could come to New York 2 weeks out of every summer, right? Just the summer, then I had to go back.
Yeah.
And when I used to come back, you know, Chick, the Boy Georges, them niggas was like, they kept climbing. And then by the time '89, I came back to New York, and then, you know, I kind of tried to get my feet wet. Everybody was gone.
Real shit. So,
then 91, 92.
So God, I would say God took you out the way.
He sure did. That's why my whole life belongs to him right now. You can't get me to go to the store and buy you an Advil right now. I would never.
I would never.
I would never buy
But
you an Advil.
I really you know, thank you for taking me down this journey. But I really want to talk about what you're doing now.
Yeah.
How'd you get into pretty much, you know, what you do now, my brother, is God's work. You know what I'm saying? Even though it's we're gonna get into the basketball, Watson, as well, because you know I'm from you know, Story and Bruckner. I got to take that 27 bus. And I've been in my house for 95 since 95, so I've seen that tournament happening on the bus. If I'm driving, whatever, you can't miss that Watson tournament. You know, it's there, it's beautiful. God bless. But before we get into that, let's get into what you mentioned. That how did you get into the situation that you said about
it's called Cure Violence, right? So it's the crisis management system. So what happens is that back in 2000, let's say 11. The city proposed through a doctor in Chicago named Dr. Sluckin how to go into the high-risk areas and talk to that high-risk individual, which is the shooter, right? Because at this time, gunplay is starting to occur. So they started the crisis. It's called CVG, Cure Violence Global, where the doctor, you know, got all the GDs and all them dudes from Chicago to be able to walk in through the communities and talk to gang members and high-risk individuals to say, hey, there's other things that we can do than just killing each other as black and brown people. So there's, you know, restorative programs, restorative justice programs, GED training, trades, so many things that we can do so you can earn a decent dollar. And so that transitioned to New York City, because New York City, obviously, we know gun violence, you know, is the 8 million story city. So then they created the first 4 cure violence sites, one in Brooklyn, Queens, Harlem, and the Bronx. So I was part of the Bronx one through the councilman, the borough president, Ruben Diaz Jr. and them. So they offered me the job, and then they trained me on how to be it's called a violence interrupter, right? A person to learn to interrupt violence, to mediate conflict.
Yep.
Which brothers been doing that shit our whole lives, but ain't get paid for it.
Yep.
Right, from the penitentiary to the streets. So as I got into that field of work, you know, I became a violence interrupter, then an outreach worker, a mentor, and I've been doing this since 2011 till today. I've worked for like 3 different programs. I'm like a fixer right now. They got me out in Queens, Queensbridge, Astoria, and Woodside. You know, trying to fix those projects, which are like the biggest projects in America.
So what do y'all do? Y'all go like to who's running the block or who? Or
no, so what we do is we have an office, right? And then we have our violence interrupters where we have palm cards literature. And we just walk around the neighborhoods, the stores, trying to talk with the businesses to see how we can build relationships. Where if little bro need a job, maybe he can sweep the storefront and give him a few dollars. You know, just trying to remold the black and brown brain, basically. Right, because everything is just so vicious. So we walk, we canvas the streets.
So you're in the hood for real?
I'm always in the hood. Never. I tried to be in the front office, but they don't want me there. This one, they got me through the back door because there was a problem going on in one neighborhood that they feel like I was the only one that could fix it. Thank to the Father. But
and that's
this is all God's work.
And that's a beautiful thing.
So just like, so God gave me everything we just spoke about, right? Like everything that we spoke about, and then He said, "Now you got to do my work." That's why I'm not bitter about what I lost, because look what I'm doing now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm trying to still convince. I work hard because you can never cure violence. You can never cure it. There's no cure for violence. What you could do is you can monetize the violence, right? And try to rehabilitate the human brain to say your first alternative shouldn't be your last one. So if you and I have a conflict, an argument, I shouldn't immediately pull the gun out and try to kill you. Like the 7-month-old baby that died the other day. Dude drove by it on the scooter and he didn't hit the guy he wanted to hit. He hit the guy's baby. The other day in Roy Wilkins Park, a 15-year-old pulls out a gun, pistol whips the kid twice. Another 15-year-old hits him in the head. Like, how are these kids getting guns? It was hard for us to get a gun. Who's putting the gun in that kid's hand? Who's the big homie, right? But the key of this whole thing is, how does that kid get that gun at 15 years old? What are your parents telling you? What's going on in your house? So what we do is we make house visits to see if your refrigerator look good, if mom's on krills, you know what I'm saying? So we can start helping from the inside out.
Real
and
shit.
then it goes like that through penitentiary, from the inside out, because everybody knows shots are called from inside out. So then you do penitentiary visits and you go talk to the bros in there. How do we change the narrative? Because we're our worst enemy. People always talk about the white man, but we killing ourselves faster than the white man. He giving us all the tools, we just falling for it, just like in our day. They gave us all the tools, right? They gave us the heroin, they gave us the coke, they gave us that. That was our playground. And now the playground right now is just the weapon. So there's nothing to help these kids. So by these programs, which is, I work for Los Sudes out of Brooklyn. It's called Queen Safety Coalition. But you have Guns Down, Life Up, you have Life Camp, you have Man Up. You have so many programs, RTG, that there's brothers and sisters that were formerly incarcerated or have enough credibility to be able to walk into a high-risk area and talk to that one kid to say, yo, gotta be something else. And then we also go to court. So if a kid got a gun case, we go to court, we support him in court. So, you know, we work side by side with the legal system on both sides, right? To say, this kid don't have to go to jail, because as we know, and my brother Maro's here, and he said it, jail don't rehabilitate you. It makes you more of a warrior. So when you come out of jail, you just everybody glorifies you because you survived that.
Yo, you did that big, yo.
You survived that shit, but I always tell my brothers, walk a motherfucker through that shit of how you gonna live in there. You walk in there with nothing. You know what I mean? So I saw all of that and I dodged that, and then not only because he's here, he's my dog, but Mario has showed me visions of his lifestyle that I was like, wow, like that's just scary. You know what I mean? But fuck it, if you gotta do it, you gotta do it. You 10 toes down, you 10 toes down. A lot of people get caught for crimes and they're like, oh, my son is in jail now, free to God. Nah, bro, listen, he got to go do that. Oh, I did 10 years, I did 20 years. You were supposed to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing to be glorified.
You wowed out.
I glorify that you can make it home after that. That's what I glorify. Like, wow, bro, you made it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I do now. I'm working in the cure violence field. I'm out to help people, man, and try to convince the young muds that there's another way of living. What's the new word? The YN?
Yeah.
Why would I call them a YN when I could call them a YM, a young man instead of a young nigga, right? Or why would you call me a OH, right?
OG.
A old head.
Yeah.
That's my old head.
Yeah.
Right? Instead of calling me a OG or old nigga. If you a young nigga, I'm an old nigga. But I'd rather call the YN a YM, a young man. Because that's what you are. But if you run with the stigma, yeah, I'm a YN with all the Pooh Shiesty. Look at Pooh Shiesty.
I definitely believe that it starts in the home. Like, I got a 14.
Starts in the home.
Bro, I got a 14-year-old. Me and his mother, we're not even together, but you know what? Our co-parenting is fucking
phenomenal, right?
Phenomenal.
Amen.
We own them.
Amen.
Yo, where you going? Oh, I'm going to Kiss Bay. All right. Yo, where you going? Oh, I'm going to my old school because of the tournament. All right, no problem. Yo, it's 7:30. Where you at?
And then you see the problem is this, right? That is the 50-year plan that nobody knows, only us that grew up in the 70s. So they flooded our communities with drugs, right? And then with the welfare system. And I'm teaching, this is why maybe so a lot of people ain't going to probably want to follow this interview, right? But the 50-year plan was to take the man out the house, convince the woman that she could be independent, she don't need no man. But then so she got to work because they want equal opportunity. So now the mother works 12 hours. There's no father in the home, right? That kid is raising himself, and the streets are raising that kid.
That was me.
Yeah.
It just so happens I had a good OG in my life. I could have had a terrible OG.
Of course.
So
right?
that's why when we three-way Macho, he was like, oh, you know Macho? Give me a second.
I put him right on the phone.
So
that's how we do.
Be careful who you mention. You might get checked on that mention. So when I said Macho, you was like, really? Give me a second.
No, I was like, what Macho? Macho.
Yeah. And what he told you, yo, that's my son.
That's the bro.
You know
and once he said that, it was already signed by Mario, right? And then you and I spoke, and then his name came up. It's two solid brothers already. Brothers that I respect, that I look up to. So I'm like, hell yeah, dog, we're good.
Yeah.
Like,
but I brought up mine to say that West Farms and Freeman was protected.
It was.
You cannot. There's no. Yo, where you going? They'll tell my mom. Yo, he was in the Boulevard.
And you were able to do that. See, part of the 50-year plan is you cannot reprimand your children no more because they'll call the cops on you. Right? So there's so many rights for them, and there's no more parent rights. So now, what happens?
Raising demons.
And everybody's on demon time. Nobody know God. The algorithm is off. The beats. Everything is off. Everything is drilling. It's cool. It's a form of expression. We did that when we was growing up rapping. But then as you grow up rapping, as your lifestyle changes, your raps change. I'm in the new Bugatti. You wasn't in that the first time. You talk about crack on the block. Now you're in a Bugatti. Now you're in Miami. You going back to Cali. So these kids are drilling, right? So they shit is like, they just talk about what they see, popping pills and drilling.
Horrible.
It's a form of expression, but it's people need to just find a better way of living.
That's right.
We can all go, bro.
100%.
I say that in the Cure Violence world. I say, yo, bro, like, we're trying to help and everybody attempts to help. But you know what? If just let everybody be them. Let everybody be them. If it's on go time, then, you know what I'm saying? But when you see a 15-year-old killing a 15-year-old, 14-year-old, an 8-year-old, now the 15-year-old comes out of jail, right? To us, he's a crash out. To us older cats, he's a crash out. But to his age group and below, he's a god. Like, chicken number gods to us. But they did money. They made money. The other game came according to whatever happened. These kids don't make no money. They don't have no money.
Broke shooters.
They stink.
They stink.
I teach I teach that. I teach hygiene. I teach peer pressure. I teach them because that's what we're here to do. We're here to teach.
No, I love it, man. And that's not where you stop. You also, you and your partners, you created the Watson tournament. Let's talk about
my partner Lee Green created that.
Yeah.
So like that, he could squash. This is in 19. Well, in 90,
let's talk about 99. The history of that. How that started.
So he created that because he's from Watson, so he created that to stop all the beefs between Bronx River, Watson, Soundview, Castle Hill. He created that tournament right there in the middle, right? And just it started it like that, and through my brother Bocce was there, AB. There was a lot of brothers involved with it. P.O. Garrisol, Joe Pope. So, it just kept climbing every year, and then eventually, we got a Nike situation, so we have a Nike sponsor, and then, we just support the community from 8-year-olds to 20-something-year-olds all day basketball.
So it's was it a daily thing, weekend?
It's weekend. It's normally, we have so many teams, so it's normally Saturdays and Sundays, but we will play on a Monday, we will play on a Thursday, Friday.
Is it by for 2-3 weeks or?
It's actually 2 months. It's
2 months. It's same league.
It's a league.
So you have a record. This team is 5-0. This team is 0-5.
Correct.
And then just by the regular NBA system, whatever.
Correct. So, but it's by division. So we have 8U 12U, 14U, 16U, high school, and then college pro, which is unlimited on both boys and girls. Right, so we have a girls division and a guys division.
That's fire.
Right, so we've been doing that. We've been doing that for 27 years. This is our 27th
Wow,
year.
that's crazy.
So when Pun died, that was my getaway. So he already had started in '98, and by 2000 they asked me to come along, and I used to just sit there and watch games before I even got involved. Like, I was just my getaway. And I was going there and they were like, "Yo, Gil, why don't you help us run this?" And then, I just been there. And
God just kept putting you in situations,
my whole
man.
life, I owe it to him, bro. There's nothing else I could do. Like, I could go on another. I could be something else that I don't want to be. Like, God gave me everything to see, and then He tells me I have to work for Him. So I work for Him, and I'm not being I can't even think of the word, but like.
You're not trying to be like super spiritual.
Nah, I'm very spiritual.
Yeah.
I'm very spiritual, but I don't use the name in vain because, dog, I really work for Him. I really work for Him, dog. Like, show me the world. Put me around greatness. Look, from the beginning of this conversation to right now, every name we mention is great. No matter what happened, they're all great names because they're doing things for the people. Some people don't like it. Some people do. You know what I mean? Just think about the Great Depression. Right? The Great Depression, there was nobody making money. But in the meanwhile, they had the bootleggers that was making all the money. So you're mad because you ain't getting none, but the bootleggers is all rich. You know what I'm saying? Just like with the oil right now going on. Everybody mad at war because the oil is low. But how about that dude that owned those 100,000 barrels at $25 at the time? Now they $200 a barrel.
Mm-hmm.
You mad because you got to pay high gas, but he ain't mad. He making money.
So in 2008, there were when that 2008 crash happened, there were happy people and there were people like, yes, I was waiting for this. So depends what side you on.
That's why you have your Republicans and your Democrats in a democracy, right?
Yep. Let's bring them. Yo, scoot over, man. Frances, you got a mic for my brother? Scoot over here, man.
My big brother brought me here.
No, don't worry about it.
My big
Tell
brother
wifey you call her
here.
back. Come here. We gotta talk to you,
You know
man.
one thing about Mario, man? Mario introduced me to all his boys, his crew, and I'll let him tell you. And when they be like, "Yo, Mario, he been where we been at?" He was like, "Nah, but he one of us." He put me into the. Yeah, I'll let him say it because
that's actually a thing, and I think you told me, or I think I
no. And remember, he shouted me out when I watched the interview. He gave me a shout. I was like, "Wow, like he's my dog, man." That's why I said, "Yo, you gotta call me, man."
No, he could. Yo, he's always welcome. You got him in the chat. All right, yo, welcome back, my brother.
What's up? How you doing?
Yo, first of all, we got to talk about our interview. I'll let you talk about it because I got my side as the host and as my DMs is ringing and the likes and the views and blah blah blah. But thank you for coming on my platform, my brother.
Thank you as well.
We had a great conversation. You dropped some gems in there. I tried to clip everything as much as I could. I think we did a great job. What was that experience for you as far as because you've done interviews before, but what was your feedback from that interview?
Well, you always want to thank a person when they put you in a good opportunity. Especially me, because I was not always put in good opportunities. I was put in negative opportunities. So now that I'm being placed on good opportunities, I take advantage of them, right? Having done that interview with you, to me, I always say it was one of my best interviews, believe it or not.
Thank you.
Because your way of conversing and, your way of delivering the message is like a little different. And what I mean by different, I hope you don't misinterpret what I'm saying, but
no.
But you're a funny individual, right? And I said you're a great guy.
Yeah.
But meaning you have a good sense of humor, right? So like when I mean funny, like you're always happy, you're jolly, right?
Yeah.
And you don't really see that much of that in interviews. You see the how can I put it? You see the tough guys doing these interviews. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? You rarely see the humble guys, right? So when I went into your interview, it kind of humbled me a little more. It sat me a little more back. People misinterpreted. I'm glad that you invited me, Gilly, because people misinterpreted the word when I say, like, I'm a rat hunter, right? So, and I want to clarify that I don't have to, but I will, because you you have ignorant people as well. And ignorant doesn't mean a person's stupid. It means that he just doesn't know.
They don't know.
She or he just doesn't know. That doesn't mean that they're stupid, right? And that's all I've ever been as a young man, right? Because I believed in something, right? Not because I'm active in that department. You understand? Because that's what I believed in. So like you know how, because Gilly gave some good analysis and some good answers, right? You know how when a person asks you what faith you're from, I'm Catholic, I'm Muslim, but you're not practicing it.
Yeah.
But that's what you're raised on.
Yep.
So that is your belief. You understand? Just to clarify that. I wouldn't get that way. But no, the interview with you was like, it was outstanding. It was very unique. Just like this one here. I think if you ask me, man, I think Gilly did way better than me. But that's the truth. You know, Gilly speaks well, right?
But this ain't a competition, my brother.
No, it's not. But
he might get more views than you or not.
Nah,
but that's not even. We don't care about numbers.
I wouldn't be if it wasn't for.
But I say that because,
like,
no. I told you this, right? Like, and as you guys were talking, I was sitting there and I was saying, you know, damn, I'm glad I came out in this individual's podcast, you know, and the fact that I was able to connect you and Gilly, because I told you who the man was, but I gave you a brief synopsis on him. I didn't really tell you much about him.
No, that's good.
I just told who he was. I told you our relationship, our rapport, you know, who we are as a people, right?
Yep.
He's wearing purple because of religious purposes, and also because we're both Aquarius. And that's our birthstone.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
There it goes.
That's right.
So that's the reality now. But no, I enjoyed your interview. I enjoyed your questions. I enjoyed
I had a great time.
the way you treated me, and the respect, and you know, and I saw a few of your interviews, but that one there, you were like a little more like settled in. I don't know if it was because, you know, you mentioned this man's name earlier, who's like a little brother to me. I love Troy Ace.
Yeah.
Great man. And I'm not saying it to say it. I mean, every time he sees me, he gives me an abundance of love. Like if you know me for 100 years. So I want to just fast forward a little.
Yeah.
Or I should say rewind a little, right? To tell you like the man who stands before you right now on the interview, because this is not about me. This is about this brother, right? I met him through a friend of mine who's actually the first Boricua to be a Rough Rider. Alejandro Cintron.
Okay.
Talik, Pirata, or Pirate. I know him as Talik from Fort Greene, right?
Yep.
And that's how I met Gilly, through him. Because Talik and I, you know, Pirata and I, we grew up since kids, but in the system, and we had a big lie, and our lie was that we were cousins and we were brothers. That's the type of love we got. Right now, we've gotten older, so, you know, everybody's doing their thing, but I try to follow him as much as I can. He does the same, you know, and I know we both have a life to live, man. You know, we're in our 60s now.
Yep. God bless.
Come from?
God bless.
61, he's 60. He just flew in for his 60th birthday recently, and, you know, all the guys that he was mentioning, most of them was there. Most of the guys, like I don't know, and it's not my concern either. I'll tell you that in front of Gilly's face. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what happened in the 90s or even the early 2000s. I was not here, and it's not my concern. I'm from Brooklyn, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I love the Bronx.
I said the same thing. It ain't my business to
I'm
talk
from
about it.
But you know, but
I'd like to get the facts out. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's your job.
Because a lot of people telling stories and it's not factual.
Exactly.
That's your job. That's not my job, because
Yep.
I don't deal with the park. I'm trying to overturn my wrongful conviction. So
Yep.
my focus is somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
I don't have enough energy for myself, so I can't put energy in another motherfucker.
That's right.
They want to come from. But I did tell you this, right? And I told you that you was gonna have a great individual before you, right? Someone of significance, right? Someone he's not gonna glorify. He's not gonna he's not gonna make himself look better than anybody, but he's gonna give you the facts. When I met Gilly, you know, not that same day, a few weeks later, he introduced me to Cuban Link, you know. I met him. Good kid. I mean, good brother. Everybody has their little demons that they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? I got mine, you got yours, right? And again, whatever happened before I got here, man, that shit happened. That ain't got nothing to do with me, man. I ain't making a dime out that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And there comes a time when the man has to mind his business. That's what I do, mind my motherfucking business.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people don't do that because that's what sells for them. They want to be out in the limelight. They want to, and I'm just talking in general.
Yes, sir.
They want to mind other people's business as opposed to their business. You dig what I'm saying? And that's why the motherfucking cemetery's full.
Yep.
And so is prison. Because you make two poor choices, right? This man here, great individual, man, solid. You know, from day one we met, like, you know, he embraced me. So one day, unbeknown to me, behind my back, this is how it all started. Because all them dudes you mentioned from Chicky here to I know every last one of them, but not from the street, from the system.
Yep.
You dig what I'm saying? From Chicky to Calderon to Eddie Ed to Paulie.
So shout to Paulie, Eddie Ed,
you know what I'm saying? My brother, like I said, Jimmy Lee, Blue Boy.
Shout to Shaquell, shout to Blue Boy. So many people I've met on my own, but through him, I've met all these legends, bro. So it's like, I feel like I'm the hood Forrest Gump.
Hell yeah.
So when I met him, even when we went to Olivia's to do that interview, the owner, everybody, I met some I knew from the system, and some I met from people out the system in the street, like from Gilly. And Gilly was the one that put me, one of the individuals that put me in podcasts. I never gave him his credit, right? Is my brother, Al from Crime Faces.
I met him.
My brother, like my little brother, right? And Mr. Delgado, man. Gilly
TV, baby.
Gilly. One day he saw we was in Orchard Beach, and we were all there. And he told someone, he said, "Yo, man, all these people around, we got to do something with these brothers, man, because all these guys." Whether you had the boxer that was there, the one that kept doing the ring, Louis Resto, yeah, he was there with us. Too, you know what I'm saying?
Y'all been some shit.
Yeah, we were, you know, Peter Shue was there with us.
Shout out to Peter Shue.
Yeah, Peter Shue. Happy birthday, Peter Shue.
That's the club guy, right?
Yeah. He used to date Madonna.
Yeah, I met him.
Yo, that's
I met that
nigga. We've been to his house. We've been,
that's the big bro, Peter
Shue. You know what I'm saying? Talik, Pirata. Private, right? Very unique. I'm not gonna promise you this, right? But I will be calling him after this interview because this motherfucker got to come back from Florida. He got to sit in his podcast, bro.
I saw him with that big mink on. He don't fuck around.
Let me tell you something.
He
had the hat and everything.
This guy here, if you go to the Source magazine, right? True story. When LL had the 5 mics, the first picture that they came out was Talik's. He had the red Kangol on, the red Cozell, and the red bomber jacket on, right? There was an officer from Rikers Island back then. His name was Jamel Shabazz. He used to take pictures of all the hood niggas. You know, he knew 50, all the dudes. Because a lot of people don't even know this. I don't know if you know this as well. And if you do, that's a great thing. But a lot of people say that 50 Cent, the real 50, Kelvin, was, you know, born in Brooklyn, but he wasn't. He was born in the Bronx.
Yeah, I never knew that. I think you told me that.
Yeah, he was born in the Bronx. His grandmother was from Brooklyn. She was from Fort Greene. That's when Rakim, Eric B and Rakim, Eric B's father was from Fort Greene. That's how they knew Killer Band, you know, Wemo, God bless his dad. That's locked up, accused of killing 50, the real 50, and all that. All the dudes. I met all the dudes in the system, right? But, and I'm not saying it in a negative way, not many of them amounts to the love and respect I got for this brother because this dude's a legend, bro. Whether you want to believe it or not, people can say what they want. He's been around dudes that we dream about being around.
100%.
The last time on Morrison, I remember we were there. I'm not going to put the story out there, but DMX was there, his last performance.
Oh, you remember that day?
And I was like, calm down, you know.
Sure, right.
I was like,
we weren't talking.
Yeah, you weren't to him and DMX. You know, I said hello to DMX, and I was with Gilly, and I said, yo, calm down. You know, that's, you know. But I met some.
But you see when he was performing, he was like, short in his eyes. He's like, he loved me.
Yeah. No, it was minor. It was not major.
No, it was.
But
it's my guy.
I've met some individuals, some great individuals since I've been in the Bronx. All of them we met from the Lynch Mob, you know, the Avenue Boys. The goddamn boys I knew seriously because I knew Spank. I know most of them do.
Shout out to Spank. Wow.
Marin, Carlito Marin, God bless his dad, and Marin, his brother. All of them, you know, You know, Weechi, like you mentioned,
Weechi, my brother.
Whitey.
White,
I love
White.
those dudes.
There's so many.
They all
bro.
treated me, and these are all like dudes that are very legendary in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of dudes could mention like I was not in the street with none of these individuals. They from the Bronx. I was in prison, but I literally walked the yard, hung out with Chicky. Chicky's my man. David Rosario, my man. And Eddie, I go visit Ed knock him dead, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So when you see these individuals trying to do the right thing, and when you see yourself with these podcasts and trying to make the connection and not on no gangster shit, you got to take advantage of that. And that's why I told you, I said, yo, I'm going to give you somebody that's going to be of significance. And he's probably going to be better than me. And I gave him to you, man. My brother Gilly.
Yeah.
That was, nigga, come on, you already know we are. Everybody, and then now you and I, because you come from. Let's say I could do a like they say, I could do a paper trail on you.
Yep.
I know where you come from. I know your origin,
Mm-hmm.
right? There's a lot of people that they claim, like you said, how many times you hear brothers' names that you grew up and ran with? They mention his name to me all the time. I'm in Brooklyn. I'm like. And I call him, hey, yo, Mario, you know this dude? Like, yeah, he good. All right, nah, yeah, you know what I mean? But I go by paper trail. Like, I grew up, but like you said earlier, what kept me away from a lot of trouble was because if I didn't know your grandma, I ain't talking to you. So me and you could be whatever we doing. Next thing you know, you pop, you in the club, you come back the next day, you met this Pancho Caraqueso ass nigga, yo, give us my man, I met him in the club, yeah, he did. Yo, papi, I don't know him. What you mean? I don't know him, dog. No, but you go. I'm good. Oh, you fucked up, nigga. You want to know? But I just guess I don't. Right? Because I'm not, bro. Listen, I don't know you, bro. I don't know your grandmother. I don't know you.
That's how they do it. That's how they throw the undercovers in there. They throw them in the club.
Right, right. So then dudes come shining the fancy, nah, dog. Or like when they come to marry, I met him through Pirata. Pirata I met through my man Gil Goes. God rest his soul.
Yeah,
so,
Goes, man.
That's my man. It gotta be a paper trail. Just like when we talk about the original, we talk about Joe, right? We talk about Joe the rapper, Fat Joe, right?
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Go ahead.
No, but when we talk about him, he was on my Little League team. His mom used to make his sandwiches, right? God rest her soul, Ruby, right? His sister was my best friend, Lisa. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why would I ever want to talk about anybody in a certain way? But nah, bro, I got a history with family. Because money changed friends, everybody know that.
Yep.
That's the gimme. Yo, money changed, niggas. Yo, you know, money ain't changed me because I always had money. I come from 1% family. I always had money. So whatever money, money's shit. My great grandmother always told me, a friend is $1 in your pocket, right? She said, if you save your money will save you. So save your money. Okay, Mario.
There you go.
You know, I just want to touch on something you said a few seconds ago, because I know it's almost time for us to go, right?
Yeah.
And I'm hungry. I'm sure you are.
I'm so hungry too.
And it's on you too, by the way.
Oh,
Where we going? Where we going?
Wherever.
To the Cuchi Frito down the block. He got a pastelillo and a Mori soñando.
We can go back to Libya's if you want.
You know, we can do something. We got to do something. But listen, Gilly.
We're all married here, right? So you don't want the APP to go to APP to whatever to come out.
This is the truth. When you say about like everybody, right? Is this a world of mixture of all nationality and all types of conducts? You know, the way people conduct, right? So men are gonna know men, right? Now I'm not gonna go into the negative aspect of this person or that person, no. Men are gonna know men, right? So it's a system. Society's a system, bro. Mm-hmm. And everybody pass the word, because if F5 is in Yonkers, right? But I met him, and you go to Yonkers, I'm gonna let you know, yo, check in with my boy F5, because he's doing the right thing. He's doing this. So that's why everybody's connected. Like, I've met some serious individuals. Like I said, I'm from Brooklyn. Some great individuals in the system and out the system from the Bronx, right? That I never thought I would meet in my life, that I heard of when I was locked up, right? And when I see them, I humble myself before them.
And you know what's crazy? That the outside and the inside.
Inside out.
Bro, you can make a motherfucker could land on the yard from whatever yard. Clinton, it could be O'Mara, whatever. And say he's from Watson. You from Watson? Give me a second. Yo, Troy, good money. Yo, you from? I'm from Fremont. Yo, give me a second. Bro, the inside is so connected to the outside, and vice versa.
I've got many of those.
You know what it is, and it's the truth. Yo,
the paper trail's real.
That's what you said earlier.
You a piece of shit. They gonna know you a piece of shit.
Listen, bro. It was what I said earlier, and I said this in your interview, right, man? Yo, you got to, as a man, bro, you got to be satisfied. The fact that when you look in that mirror, you know who woke up. A lot of people just look in the mirror, they really not satisfied. They fronting, man. They not really living with themselves, right? They're not living with themselves. Oh, they're not living with themselves, right? And when they're not living with themselves, it only tells you who they are. But that's neither here nor there. But yo, I'm so happy that every time I look in that mirror, man woke up, man, because it's not because I did the time. That's bullshit. Time only mean like I was older than you or I was stupid before you, bro. That's what it means, bro. That's not impressive, bro. These guys tell me what I did time, man. I'm bad with that bullshit.
You're supposed to do your fucking time.
I'm talking about that's bullshit. No, it's just the fact that you can stand there before a public or anyone and you ain't got to question your manhood, bro. When you question your manhood, something ain't right, man.
There you go.
So that's why real men hit you up for shit, man.
But look, even when you look in the mirror, are you impressed with the person you see? You have to be impressed with that person. Like, damn, you know what? Of course, I've been through so many things, but overall, I'm all right. Mm-hmm. My kids are all right. I'm responsible enough to maintain a family. I'm not doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing, although I can, but I already know the consequences. See, this is the point when you reach that age, when you reach the 50 bracket.
I'm there.
No, and I get it. See, like myself, I'm 56, so I'm 50 with new knowledge of doing do nots, but I'm 6 years old in a new world because there's nothing that I should not or should do that I could be like, I cannot take accountability for. Nigga, you know what the fuck you doing, nigga. You did it on purpose. No, what I meant was, but you heard me wrong, but what I was, no, bro, you said it, take accountability. It's just that simple. If not, detach, bro. It's all good. I still like you.
When it comes to being a man and at this day and age, bro, I got a granddaughter. I got one on the way.
And you old.
And it's true. I got my daughter lives on Freeman and West Farm to this day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm still around the hood. I'm still around there. I'm not too far from there.
And I made this point yesterday in a different podcast that I was on, that if her dad was a piece of shit or did wrong, she won't have such a good. And I don't know if she knows this or her man knows this because her boyfriend and they from the hood. But when I come around and I'm with them, and the doña say, "Oh my God, no long time no see," and I get hugs and kisses, and my daughter laughs like, "Yo,
you
Dad."
get hugs and kisses from doña?
Yeah, nigga, I'm a legend in my hood, nigga.
Your wife allows that?
But
not like that, nigga. I mean the hugs from the grandma and shit.
But just to add on what you're saying, see, when you talk about a gentleman, a gangster, back in our day, our kids never knew what we did. Mm-hmm. They used to say. Remember when they had the ping pong joints and the video games? They give you a rack of quarters, the old nigga give you a rack. Yo, go
be in the store for 3 hours.
Be there. But if he need you to take that paper bag on your little huffy bike to Pacualito over there, yo, mira, llévate esto. Yo, go take that shit to Uncle Lou. All right, boom. Next thing you know, I got a little $20, $40 in my pocket. I go buy me a pair of Converse. The Chuck Taylors. It was only $16. Pro cash was $20. So now I go buy me a pair. These niggas don't know that. Nah. You know what I'm saying? You can look at all my Instagram pages. You don't see no pictures of my kids on my shit. I want my kids to know the lifestyle I live. They see it through when I do this. You're the only third interview I've ever done. But I don't want my kid. No, I appreciate you more than you could even know it, bro. Because you come from some people I know. That's the Mario, but you also come from that side.
The Bronx family. The Bronx family.
So it's dope. So, but what I'm trying to say is that, like Mario, for instance, Mario did a long time in jail. His kids grew up while he was in there. Facts. Right? So he never glorified what he did. His kids became made people on their own.
Facts.
Mm-hmm. Without his name, they knew the father. Yeah, that's bros, but it was his sons. But they made their own name.
Facts.
Right? A lot of people right now, they want you and the kid is gonna grow up like that.
Because, and I know we got to close out.
Yeah, we gotta close out.
But because you know why,
Yeah.
man, and you involved with that, right? What sells today, Gilly, and this is a fact. It's not drugs. It's gangs.
No, it's
man.
people. Yeah, it's the
gangs.
people.
Because I'm gonna try to elude you into believing that if you becoming a part of this is the benefits you're gonna get, the good stuff, right? It's just to get you in. Then once I get you in, I didn't tell you the bad stuff. Now these young kids, when they're in, right? And they're making poor choices, right? And we could speak on, I don't want to get into the topic of that because I don't really know the facts of it. But look at this in my own neighborhood in Bushwick, the 7-year-old child,
7
months.
months.
7 months. Excuse me,
I
7 months, right? Like, how do you explain that to a young parent?
Heartbreaking.
That's why. And I got grandkids, bro. So like, and even my kids, my oldest son is gonna be 43, May 9th, right? And I'm gonna be real with you, bro. God bless my kids, man. Every day I think, and they men. They fathers.
But they still our babies. But they always gonna be our babies.
They always gonna be my little kids,
Yeah,
right?
they still our babies, man.
So could you imagine a 7-month-old child? I lost my grandson to sudden infant death syndromes. My daughter Lisa's son, and my son-in-law Jonathan's son, right? And to this day, she's still, and I do too. I think about that. This is a tattoo on my grandson. It's like traumatizing.
Yep.
But that was sudden infant death syndrome. Not to violence, man. That's even worse, man.
Nah, that's it's
But I'm gonna let you
hard.
close out again, man. Thank you, man.
Well, he's
Thank
gonna
you.
close out with final thoughts, my brother. Take us out of here.
Buddha is the brand, Buddha is the fashion. Peace, unity, righteousness, and equality. Where you see smoke, you see fire.
Gilly the Kid, and not the other one from
Gilly TV.
There you
My
go,
life has
Gilly
been a
TV.
movie. Shout out to everybody out there that love me. I'm the one that I'm the one that they love to hate the love. Peace and blessings. Give it to God first, second, and third. He'll give it back to you 4, 5, 6 on the CeeLo side. Peace.
Bang! I ain't never heard that one.
You heard it
That's
today,
Gilly
Gilly.
TV. That's Gilly TV. That's how I used to start my show.
Oh.
Ring, ring. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's go.
That's my
Yo,
brother.
thank you, my brother,
Stop.
for coming.
No,
Thank you, Mario. We out of here. Peace.
Peace.